Yeah, right then.
Yeah. I just need to get a new computer sometime quickly.
Definitely check Amazon. And like I said, I got this little laptop for like $500. So
Yeah, I'll let I'll wait till Burning Wing sends us one of his deals, because somehow magically he's always like, "Oh, you guys need this? Here, check this out. I don't know how I found this, but this is something I found."
here's the thing I found. It's like, ow. I mean, whenever it's Newegg, I get that because I know about that site. But
Mm-hmm.
and then he gets these other ones. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Is this like the equivalent of like the coupon cutters from back in the day now?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
It's like, I mean, you probably know those people or that had friends like your parents, whatever. Oh, you need this? Here, I got a coupon for that. It's like, wait, what?
Shit, my mom. To this day. Like,
how are you still finding coupons?
Like, yesterday she gave me a coupon. I'm like, Mom, I have an app. Like, I could just download the app for that. And she's like, here, they send you these for a reason. I'm like, yeah, it's a business. Like, come on. She says some of the, like, oh, do you guys need milk? I happen to have 7 gallons. How do you have 7 gallons of milk, Mom? There's only...
I had a coupon.
it's only you in the house. Like... Yeah, it was on sale.
Sale. Had a coupon.
Like for me being in the Northeast, man, like the second anybody says it's about to snow, the second snow comes over like the news.
Oh yeah.
Everyone goes and buys the 3 most. I mean, I understand why. It's the staples: bread, milk, and eggs, right?
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, "Are you guys making French toast?" Like. That's the only thing I can think of that requires those 3 ingredients particularly.
Right.
Like, has there ever been a time that it was like, oh man, good thing we went to the store and bought 9 gallons of milk and this bread, milk, and eggs. Good thing we just, because if you run out of power, you're done.
Yeah.
But you can eat it and survive, I guess, if you needed to. I mean, I've never been. Nope, can't say that. Never mind. I don't think I've ever been snowed in than I remember when I was little. It snowed so bad here. When you opened the door, my dad had to dig to open the door, and then we just dug like little tunnels, like we were like the Viet Cong. We were having snowball fights, popping up like gophers and stuff. It was fun, man.
I can safely say I've never been snowed in.
Yeah,
and having born in North Carolina. Raised in Alabama. I mean, they can snow pretty good in North Carolina, but I've never been part of, like, a blizzard up there, so... Yeah. So, yeah, snowed in? Nah.
So, yeah, I know in the Carolinas it can snow.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it snows pretty good. I mean, I have memories, because when my mom and dad divorced, I do have memories of, like, having snowball fights with my brother and crap, and so, I mean... I've had, like, a semi-normal, winter experience as a kid at times. So I'm just so glad that it's like not here.
Yeah. If it snows in Alabama, there's a fucking problem.
Yeah. It was like 2 weeks ago. We had like an inch. It like snowed like sometime through the night. Woke up like 8 o'clock. There was a little bit of snow on the ground. By 10 o'clock, it was gone. Like, oh, all right. That's it. That was a nice flash in the pan.
Yeah, everybody's all excited about having a white Christmas because the local like jewelry stores and stuff like that do like if it snows on if it's a white Christmas they do like a deal, that kind of thing. Everybody's like, oh my god, it's gonna be a white Christmas. I'm like, no, it's not. It's freaking 42 degrees today.
Yeah, we actually might get down to like 28.
Oof.
So, I mean, it's possible, but it's probably still not going to happen.
Yeah. So how's your week been, buddy?
It's been not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was we both basically do the same thing, so I'm surprised on that. Like, we had the lightest week I think I've ever seen.
It wasn't really light for us. In fact, it was supposed to be pretty heavy because it was the last order before Christmas.
Yeah.
But, and that was normal. I mean, nothing got, like, too crazy, and nothing was really light, but, yeah, it was just normal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was late for us. You know, we were getting done 12 o'clock. Normally we get done like 2, 1 on a really, really good day, and it's like, all right, guys, clean. And we're all like, well, we have people who clean. Like, that's their job. They clean. That's what they do. Why do we? Exactly. And they're like, well, we don't want you standing around for 4 hours, so at least push a broom. And I'm like, I understand that. I can push a broom. Don't ask me to deep clean. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Or as it tends to go for me, lean on a broom.
Yeah. Listen,
until someone walks by and it's like, oh,
push
yep.
It.
Yeah, push.
Yeah.
You know how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you're not union, are you?
Huh?
Are you union? Do you have is that a union gig? No. Oh,
no,
see.
That was just us. I mean,
it's just us being lazy.
Yeah, basically. I mean, because when we were working, back when I was working in a factory, if things would break down and shut down the line, of course, the management preferred. I mean, it was better on third shift, but for the time I was working, like second or on first, sometimes, like, yeah, pick up a broom, and if nobody's around, lean on it for a while. As soon as you see someone, you wave, you start pushing again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they tell us, too. And because we're a union shop, it's like, all right, we'll push the broom, and then you stop, and then you see somebody, and then you stop, and then you see somebody, and then you stop. And then they're like, well, you guys can't sit at the end of the aisles and bullshit. And we're like, we can. We can.
We actually can?
You see, I did the math. I counted. There's enough guys under me that I could do this. Like if I really wanted to, I could sit and do nothing. But I don't like sitting around doing nothing at the job.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, oh, you're whatever. So I'll just pick up a broom and help people clean. Not in the freezer though. God damn, not in the freezer. It's like, oh yeah, clean. Do you know how heavy it is, man? Like, it is cold as shit in here. It's like negative 20 degrees. I'm not going to be in here all night if I don't have to be. Even though I have a suit. Fuck all that.
All right.
So now the question of the week that I've heard probably I probably heard 4 times every day. Are you done your Christmas shopping?
Yes.
Okay. I am as well. Now, my question is this. Do you have any strange Christmas traditions?
Negative. You see, yeah, we haven't really, my family hasn't really developed anything, like, weird for Christmas. Because financial situations, we were actually, at some points in time, very lucky to even have Christmas. Because I actually remember, at one point in time as a kid, if it actually wasn't for the graciousness of a local church, we would not have had a Christmas or things to open that year. But church came in, like, saved the day when I was a kid, and I got to, have some things to open on Christmas Day. So no, we didn't develop any traditions other than just being able to have Christmas.
Because my brother and I, we have a weird tradition. Like, we're not very Christmassy people. Like, I don't know if that sounded right, but we're just like, my family never really, we had Christmas. We were like, oh, Merry Christmas, that kind of thing. Oh, here,
yeah.
presents and stuff. But we never, like, it's not like now. Like, I'm dating a Christmas fanatic. Not a joke. Serious. My bathroom door looks like a fucking snowman. My entire bathroom is Christmas. Like, my shower curtain is Santa. The shower curtain D-rings are Santa. The toilet is Santa. I'm like, so am I shitting in Santa's mouth right now? Is that what's going on? She's like, no. And I'm like, really? Because it kind of looks like I'm shitting in Santa's mouth. And she's like, come on, no. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it looks like. And she's like, why are you such a Grinch? I'm like, I'm not a Grinch. I'm a realist. It looks like I'm pooing in Kris Kringle's mouth. And she's like, knock it off. And I'm like, okay, I'll stop. And then she's like, she gave me that look. Knock it off. All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry. Everybody who has a wife or fiance, significant other, whatever, knows that look. That like, okay, joke's over. Now I gotta stop.
Yeah.
And then I stopped. But she likes to order. I think it's called like Etsy or something like that.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't like to go name. I don't even want to say name brand, but like she'll go to JCPenney's if she needs to. She'll go to Target or wherever. Yeah. But she likes to get. She calls them special gifts. Like she wants something that like Etsy or some creative thing, and she got it from Romania. Right. When she told me that, she's like, if you see a package from Romania, don't open it. I'm like, especially if it's, the size of a coffin. And she was like, what? And I was like, it's a vampire joke, is what it was. And she was like, I get it. So she ordered it, I believe the story goes, she ordered it the second week of November. Because, Romania is kind of far away. You kind of got to go through some hoops, I'm guessing, to get to us in the States. And she's panicking. She's like, I don't know. I can't check the tracking information because the tracking information is in Romanian. And I'm like, well, that does make sense too. So yesterday the package came, and I looked at it. I'm like, hey, we got a box from Romania. And she's like, how do you know? I'm like, I don't understand a damn word on the on the box. So I'm just assuming it's Romanian. And it is. And she's one of those people who loves surprises but hates knowing that there's a surprise.
Yeah.
So she's like, what'd you get me? I'm like, I'm not telling you. And she's like, what'd you get me? I'm like, I'm not telling you. And she's like, is it good? I'm like, I would say it's good. And she was like, will I cry? I'm like, I mean, you cry you cry for any gift. You just cry. That's what you do. And she's like, no. But will I really cry? And I'm like, do you think it's an engagement ring? Cause I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna ask you to marry me on Christmas. I mean, if you choose to do so, that's fine. I'm not that guy though. I'm not gonna do that. I want to make it like super special. And she's like, she's like, okay, that's fine. I understand that. Cause I actually said that to her. Like I was like, it's not an engagement ring if that's what you think. And she's like, oh, that was an interesting sound. In my headphone, super loud. But she was like, so just give me a hint. I'm like, it's something you really want. And she's like, give me another hint. I'm like, it's really something you want. And she's like, okay, can I wear it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. And she's like, no, I can't wear it. And I'm like, do you want me to tell you what it is? And she's like, no, I want a surprise. I'm like, then stop asking me what the fuck it is or I'll tell you. And she's like, you're no fun. I'm like, really? Because this is plenty fun to me. But
I'm having a blast right now.
Yeah, I'm having a super good time right now. Like, watching you get mad at what I'm doing is really fun. And she's like, you want me to tell you what I got you? I'm like, no, I can wait 2 days. Like, I'm literally looking at you. But my brother and I have the tradition that we will watch A Year Without a Santa Claus on the phone with each other. Because, he moved and I'm not beat to drive all that far anymore. No, I'm not for that. So we'll call each other at the same time every year, right before the two brothers sing. Frost Miser, Snow Miser, or Frost Miser, Heat Miser, and we'll sing the fucking songs. But not like normal people sing, but we'll sing it like like how they sing it. Like we'll put the 50, like the old school inflection on it.
Yeah.
And every year we do it, and then right at the end, it's like fuck you too, and we hang up the phone. And that's what we do. This is what we do. But the missus and I, we watch White Christmas. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like a classic. Bing Crosby's in it.
I think so.
And they took it from black and white to color. And like you can tell it was a black and white movie, and they put color on it because the colors just don't seem right.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't see. Everything's like, okay, this is believable until Ben Crosby looks at you and you're like, is he a White Walker? Because the eyes and his blue eyes are just not natural blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we do every year, and then, and then I play video games all day. So
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So how has your week in Destiny been?
It's been all right. I've had I'd say a fairly a lucrative week. All in all, with the Dawning having launched, it is a thing.
Yeah.
It is a thing. But I will say I have gotten the sword.
I got the sword too.
Yeah, I was happy. Hilariously, Shax gave me the sword. It was a daily gift for Shax I got. They gave me the sword. It's like, that makes sense.
Yeah, he would give me the sword. That does make sense.
But and that's really kind of the only thing I was hoping for. Because as people have pointed out, this dawning is kind of different from other dawnings.
Yeah, it is. It is a little different. I'll give you that.
Because of course, it came with what I thought was normal, everyday complaints of Eververse / dawning event and this, that, or the other, and blah blah blah, pay to win, blah blah blah, whatever. Microtransactions are evil, blah blah blah. Which I have heard. I actually have seen. Speaking of that, I actually have seen one of the funniest comments I've ever seen. And someone saying that they hoped Destiny would go to a subscription service so that the way they could drop the microtransactions.
I don't think you know what that means.
Yeah, considering I think, as far as I know, every subscription MMO still has microtransactions for vanity items.
Yeah, vanity items will never go away. Microtransactions will never go. It's just the world we live in now. We will have microtransactions.
Yeah, well, it's not only that, but at least it's like I said, mostly it's vanity items. Final Fantasy 14? No, 15, 14. That's the online one. They have an entirely separate store for their vanity items. And then, like I said, WoW they have a freaking economy of mounts and crap. Good Lord, it's kind of everywhere. Even the Division in one of their recent updates added loot boxes that are nothing but vanity items. And it's a new way to get vanity items in the Division.
Yeah.
It's holy crap, it's literally everywhere now. But the only thing I don't I have to say about this dawning, and like I said, I thought a lot of judgments were a little harsh because it's pretty much been the same thing, and I thought it was the same thing, but you really don't get a lot of opportunity to get free engrams or free even the dawning has to offer this time around, because your daily dawning gift is an entirely different loot pool than dawning engrams.
Was it? I think the count is 2, right? You get 2 engrams total.
Not even.
You get one. You get one for doing.
You get one.
You get one for doing the mayhem matches.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but the one at the end of the heroic strikes, that's not an engram. That's shaders. It's another pack of shaders.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm okay with getting one engram, but why are you giving it to us in the middle of that quest chain? why not have it be like the final reward? That makes a little more sense. I mean, I'm not going to be huge nitpicky about that, but I mean, it's just weird to me. And then, like I said, the fact that the daily is an entirely separate loot pool, and the only way to get the Dawning themed class items, sword, one of the sparrows, and one of the ships is through the dailies. Because they're not even in... I mean, I kind of like that, but at the same time, it's like, there's no crossover. It's like, that's pretty much all you can get out of these, out of the dailies is, you can get the sparrows and you can get the ships. But yeah, if it comes like Dawning-related armor or anything, the only thing you're getting from the dailies is the class item and the sword. Mm-hmm. And of course, the shaders, which won't stack because they're from a different source. Which that's another decision that strikes me as really weird. Because the daily stuff comes from a different source, when you dismantle them, you don't get bright dust. Nope. You get glimmer. And it's just really weird. It's like, I actually understand a bit, like, why people feel like this particular Dawning is kind of ruined by Eververse. Because I don't think that strongly, but there's things not rubbing me the right way, yeah?
I mean, yeah, I understand now while looking at it. When I popped, I opened one of the engrams up and I got the shader, and then I got the shader package, and it was the exact same shader. They were next to each other. Yeah. And I'm like, we don't have a lot of room.
I mean, and it's not only that. It's like, why not? I mean, considering like shaders, you get like this random amount, probably between like 10 and 15 or 10 and 20 or something like that, or 15 and 20. Well, why not just let us have that bright dust? Like, just have, like, the daily gifts give us these shaders, and if we choose, dismantle them into bright dust, rather than glimmer.
Yeah, because it's only 5 bright dust.
Oh, it's 5? Well, I mean, good grief. Like,
it's 5 or 7. It's a negible number.
Yeah, like I said.
Arguably, it's a negligible number.
Exactly. It's like a really tiny amount. Why not just give us some free bright? It's literally like they're scared to give us free stuff this time. Mm-hmm. I mean, legitimately. And this is probably like the first event like this that you can actually legitimately almost feel that way. Because, I mean, good Lord, one of the first ones you could get like, what was it, like 3 boxes of character?
Yeah.
During like the first, Festival of the Lost. And then they restricted, like, the Dawning came around and was like, yes, you can get 1 box of character a week. It's like, all right, that's cool. I mean, 1 a week. That's fine. Which, of course, this is the first week, so if they give us a second one, that'd be more okay.
Is there a second week?
Oh, the Dawning goes on for 3 weeks, man. Yeah, it's a 3-week stretch. So if the milestone refreshes, I'd be a little more okay.
Yeah.
But if it ends up like not refreshing, then
Bungie, you got some explaining to do.
So, yeah. But yeah. But other than that, I felt like a fish out of water going back into Mayhem. Like, legitimately, because apparently I had, like, pretty much completely forgot, like, the attitude of Mayhem. Like, I went in and it's like, to have it, power, super. It's like, all right, and it's like the first thing I do is, like, I figured out, like, the first thing people try and do is, like, wait for a super, or, hover around power to see who's going to get power first. And then they start playing. It's like, they may open up with a gunfight, but that super's getting popped.
Oh, yeah.
Fast and Furious. So that was confusing to me because I was stuck in, like, D2 Crucible. If I rush in, I'm going to open up with a gunfight. That was my mistake, apparently. Because I'd open up starting to shoot someone in the face. Oh, here's a golden gun from the right. Oh, here's the hammers from the left. It's like, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Once I got my mayhem hat back on, things went better.
Things never go good though in Mayhem.
No.
It is what it's called. Let's just be honest.
I'm gonna say I had a blast running my Hammer Titan through Mayhem. Like, I had such a good time. I popped because the stats in Mayhem are like really, really weird, and the scoring compared to like D1 Mayhem, the scoring is like super weird.
Yeah, I didn't know. I think it's by how you get kills, right? Like
Exactly. It's like a normal kill is 1 point. If you get a kill with like a grenade or a melee, it's an extra point.
Yeah, a super kill gives you.
A precision kill is also an extra point.
Mm-hmm.
And then super is like an extra 2 points. And heavy is 2 points.
Heavy's 2, yeah.
So yeah. So it's holy Jesus.
Oh Lord. Somebody.
Is it done?
Somebody's cooking breakfast. Breakfast is ready.
That was the fire alarm.
Oh,
or smoke,
wow.
Not fire alarm, but smoke detector. That for some reason it has a delayed reaction whenever someone's done cooking. Like 20, 30 minutes later it decides to go off, and it's like
safe.
But yeah. So yeah. After I got my mayhem or running my Hammer Titan, I actually ran the top path with the exploding hammers.
Oh yeah, the galley hammers.
Oh my! I mean, like I said, the stats that it lists, it's like my first game in with my Titan, which was after my Hunter, so I was already kind of reacclimated to mayhem, and I had even gotten, speaking of a decent week, I'd actually gotten a Masterwork Better Devils to drop.
Nice.
So I took that bad boy into the Crucible, and let me say, this thing actually feels really good in the Crucible. I mean, like, really good. So I popped in with that on my, my kinetic for my Titan, and just started going to work and pop. Some of the hammers that I got were just absolutely ridiculous. I'd see like an Arc Strider trying to chase me down, jump in the air, pop hammers, pop them twice, move along. And it was like, oh my God. Oh, but yeah, one of the matches, like, I had like top of the leaderboard with 22 kills. It's like everyone below me had like 10 super activations. I had 5. And it's like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I knew exactly what it was. Somehow, like, in that situation, I, like, walked into, like, a group of 3 of them, and I had my hammer, so I just tossed a hammer, and it's like, triple down! It's like, nice. Kept walking, they had apparently spawned up fast, and got another double, and it's like, nice. Finished off a couple more with an auto rifle, finally died, and it's like, okay, that was a pretty good run. I just had so much fun with the galley hammers, though.
As much as I would like it to be an everyday type of thing, I do like that they're making it event, like tied to an event.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be fun to have, but I think it's also that fun would soon dissipate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as fun as it is, yes, because we all can agree, Mayhem is fun. It'll be fun for 3 weeks. It won't be fun when, you have it every day, all day.
It won't be fun like next year.
No.
If we still had it.
Yeah.
If
they come back every time there's a special event, that's perfect. Or if it's just tied to the Dawning or, whatever it is, whatever they want to do, that's beautiful. I'm okay with that. I love having the Helm of Saint 14 back. But as much fun as it is to have, because it is fun. You see it, you know what I'm running. There's no guessing between us. What's he running? Oh, he's a Sentinel. I I don't use Word of Dawn very much anymore because I don't get the Armor of Light, Weapons of Light, Blessings of Light anymore. So I'm using the shield.
Well, you do get armor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant like you get armor built in. I meant the other ones. You can't pick the stacks, but that's okay because that's put in the rifts now. I was playing with. I mean, it was just a bunch of blueberries, but now blueberries actually run with you. We're in that world now, which is fantastic to me. Blueberries actually team up and use team shooting strategies. But I was running. It was in Pacifica. Is that the map? Yeah, with the hallways.
The arcology.
Yeah, I popped my super, threw the shield up, forgot it blinds people up close.
Yeah.
And I just walked. I turned the corner. There was 3 people. I just had the Titan smashed right above me, and I was witness to a triple down, and Shaq's yelling yes, and I'm like, hey buddy, calm it down, please.
Oh my god, I love Shaq's and Mayhem now because he's gotten such like even more like hype lines than what he had and even in D1, and apparently like killing a super while in your super is like a voice line where he just randomly screams. Oh my god, you get so many.
He screams yet? Oh yeah.
Like Shaq's, it's like I almost feel bad for him with Mayhem, but it's just hilarious because it's like he's having like this seizure or aneurysm or something as you're playing. It's like yeah. It's like, dude, chill. You're gonna die.
I also like how they have like a liability clause when you spawn.
Yeah,
that's a good touch. But I mean, if you're good with suppression nades,
screw you if you're using suppression nades in Mayhem.
Yep.
Good God. Okay, all right, but I will backtrack one moment. Like one of my favorite moments in the Dawning was first loading into the tower on a Tuesday after I got off, and I went to tell my wife. Like I had loaded into the tower, and I went to tell my wife. It's like, hey, the Dawning's back, so it's all snowy and crap. So I'm in the middle of telling her, and all of a sudden she gets a very confused look on her face, and I kind of. I'll replicate the look because I'm confused on why she has that look. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden she asked, did you just get hit by a snowball?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even have to look at the screen. I just nodded. I'm like, yeah, that's the thing they added this year. And I was getting to that. And someone decided to demonstrate that to me. But yeah, that had to have been like one of my favorite moments. But yeah, having a... crap.
Getting cracked by a snowball. The visuals.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The visuals are amazing, and I love the fact that even like every like enemy has like they've somehow made it to where every enemy type gets that layer of snow on them. Mm-hmm. Even bosses. I mean, it's quite impressive. But no, crazy voice lines in Crucible. It was something. I forget.
The wife actually, you know what I mean. The girlfriend, the wife, whatever you want to call her, the missus. She, I spawned in and I was like, hey, babe, come here, because I know how much she loves Christmas. And I was like, come here, look. And she was like, is it snowing in your game? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I might like your game more now. It's Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, babe, it's the Dawning. And she's like, it's Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, we call it the Dawning. And she's like, oh, it's Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, it's Christmas. And she goes, when you see where the Traveler, I guess, where Ikora is, and it's that weird crystal thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, look at that. And then if you wait long enough, the lanterns, they start like flying in the air.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I like this game right now. And I'm like, well, there you go. And she's like, not like every other time. Just right now I like this game. This game normally sucks. I hate this game. But right now it's Christmas, so it's okay. And I'm like, look, you can give people gifts. And she's like, oh, you can give people gifts? And I'm like, yeah, look. And she's like, oh, so what are you doing? I'm like, well, technically, I guess I have to hunt these things for their skin. And she's like, well, that's not very Christmassy. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Because,
kind of is.
yeah, I mean, you know, if I bought you a bag, guess what that bag's made of?
You know, Little House on the Prairie style.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get someone a nice winter coat, chances are you had to murder something for that nice winter coat.
Yeah, I have to kill some things, but
or you pay for the winter coat, but either way, it's still murdered by someone.
Someone had to do the killings.
Exactly. I mean, much the same today. Mm-hmm. For the most part, there's faux fur, so you know you can get around that. But yeah. So, something had to die for most things.
But she was super, you know, she's all like, "Oh, Christmas," and then somebody, you know, hit me with a snowball, and she was like, "Fuck them up," and I'm like, "Okay," and because I took her to the farm because I wanted to see the farm too, and the farm actually has like forts built. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, okay. There's like little snow forts, and it is cool. So fucking cool, man. There was like. It turned from myself and another guardian, and then by the end of it, there was 15 people just running around snow bashing each other, and I'm like, okay, this is what Destiny's about. There's no salt, just snow.
Yeah.
So, I did see the big hubbub with the shaders, and I was like, are people still mad about shaders? Apparently, people are still mad about shaders.
Oh yeah,
I can understand, you know. Yeah, is it stupid that they break up into two different stacks? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like we've said, I mean, there was a better way to do it, but this is the way we got. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, how do you feel about the dawning shaders?
They're pretty cool. I don't mind them. Like a lot of them look pretty nice. But as far as the stacking thing, I mean, Yeah.
I would absolutely adore if I could break more than one.
Yeah,
I need to get rid of them, but
that's definitely also my biggest issue with shaders right now. I've pretty much come to terms with the fact that the shader system is the shader system. Mm-hmm. But yes, come on, Bungie, let us dismantle a stack of shaders, please. That would be very nice. That way I can actually forget about managing my shaders almost every moment I do something in this game, and then actually just relax and like I said, not worry about freaking shaders every freaking moment almost.
I've gotten to the point that I put shaders on everything. I'll just put greens on blues just to get rid of them.
Oh, no, I still dismantle them because it's actually about the same amount of time, and you actually get glimmer out of it. So, I mean, that's... Yeah, but if I start to get 10 or 10's about my limit. So, yeah, if I notice it's I'll let a stack get to 20, it's forget it. It's there now. It's there until Bungie does something.
Yeah, I just do that with greens. I'll stack greens. I'll throw greens on blues just to get rid of them because then I like to see what things look like.
Yeah.
I'm one of those titans that just put shaders on everything. I put that shader on everything.
I don't know, I've just started shadering things because I decided to because I mean in D1 the way I did was I was using what you call it? I was using faction shaders.
Oh yeah,
a lot. With everything. I mean, like I said, my favorite armor was the Rise of Iron, Days of Iron ornamented set from a hunter because it showed off all of Future War Cult's colors. Mm-hmm. And I just ran it so much, and that's pretty much mostly what I ran on my characters, especially there at the end, was just the faction shaders. So I started factioning up. Started faction shader almost. My Titan has I put the new Monarchy shader on the Vanguard set, so my Titan kind of looks like Iron Man right now. because it's like the red and gold primary.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take this. I'll take this all day.
Very much, sir.
Oh god. So yeah, I've been starting to like, dude. I do have. I now, because I actually got the Graviton forfeit to drop.
Nice.
For my hunter. So I finally have a Night Stalker set of armor, which consists of the Mercury armor in what's that shader called? It's one of the Eververse shaders. It's Nebula Rose, I believe.
The purpley,
the white and purple.
Yeah.
Or like what really shows up is like the white and like this chromish purple. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I decked out like the Mercury armor in it, and I've decked out a couple exotics like Orpheus rig.
The one that got away.
Which I've actually found, I didn't even realize I had an ornament for it. But at some point in time, apparently I collected an ornament for the Orpheus rig. And I think it's called something Ranger. But it looks really, really cool because it makes the energy arrows like actual arrows.
Oh, no shit.
And you get like this camo look to the pants. So I really like that.
Is that the ornament that Tess is selling for hunters this week?
Because
if you didn't notice, she sells now every week a rotating exotic ornament that is class dependent.
Oh.
Yeah, for Titans this week, it's for the Rampant Lions. It makes them look even more mechish.
Yeah.
Not like they're not mechy as shit anyway. I think for the Warlock, it's the Karnstein. It's the Gothic. I think it's called like Gothic Horror for the Karnstein amulet. And for the Hunter, it's the... I think it's called like Forest Ranger or something like that.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, but it looks like really cool. The only thing that gets me is like I said, at least with the Nebula Rose, like the leg parts that have the somewhat ghillie attached to them, they just look really weird with that shader. But like I said, it was really cool because like normally it's like these void arrows. I would also like it better. I mean, I know it would be like a huge stretch, but I also like it better if it like somehow modified the super itself to actually fire a bow and arrow too.
Oh yeah, you get
that would have been really
actual
cool.
Arrow, actual bow.
That would have been cool, but like I said, I understand that's a lot more work.
Tons more work. It's a whole super redesign.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm okay with that not happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, I think that means, considering I grabbed up, I think that means like I have all the armor for hunters. Yes, I have all the exotic armor for hunters. And I'm now only missing Helm of Saint 14 on my Titan.
Nice.
And then my Warlock still has 3 pieces left. But
well, I mean, you can go see Zer right now and not buy anything he's selling, and then use your okay.
I actually did that on my Titan even, like just because all he had left, all my Titan has left is Helm of Saint 14, and then I still had a couple weapons. Went to Zer on my Titan, and bought the Faded Engram, and it gave me the Colony.
Nice.
Well, yeah, so I mean, I'm not mad because now all I have left are weapons. Like I said, before I started this checklist of mine, I thought I had bad luck with these, but then I'm down to only not having the Jade Rabbit, other than the Legend of Acreus.
Okay, yeah, well
but the Acreus isn't going to drop from an Engram.
No, it's not. It's going to drop from running the same strike for about 3 hours, going shit. Because I heard that's a nightmare. I heard it's
I've heard that's rough.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's probably a little better now because of, I mean, unless the modifiers are just still nightmarish. But I mean, at the same time, we're at a higher light now than at launch. Because I noticed when I was running the raid, like we had like a lot of more flex room running normal Leviathan because our light levels are just a little higher than the light level of the thing. So yeah, I've had like pretty fortunate drops. And like I said, Graviton Forfeit, which finally, like, made me put on some mods on some armor to do a Night Stalker specific build. So I have 3 Void Paragon mods for the dodge ability. And then I have, like, 1 for Void Melees and then 1 for Void Nades. So that way, no matter what I'm using, like, everything pretty much has, like, an equal cooldown. But yeah, and so I have that. And, like, I actually used Orpheus rigs, or the Orpheus rig running some strikes. My God, that's just, like, that can be dumb. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you actually hit a wave of enemies, like, just hit, like, 10 people, it's like, here's your super again. It's like, oh, thanks.
It's like, wow. It's like the old school Obsidian Mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's an Obsidian Mind for hunters, and it's like really weird because, I mean, you want to talk about making orbs as a Night Stalker. Jesus. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jesus, that's going to make some orbs for you, like, as a Night Stalker. Like, holy crap. And then, like, the Masterwork, like, I'm still loving the Masterworks and Strikes, man. Holy balls. That is, like, the fact that it makes orbs for you also.
Oh, yeah.
Is super, super powerful.
I'm still using the old Atalanta D because that's the only one I got. It's the only ones I got. So I'm going to use it. I'm definitely going to, when I get enough cores, I'm going to probably throw it on the positive outlook because I'm starting to really like that gun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's definitely not bad.
I've gotten the Ace Queen King.
That's nice.
I don't like hand cannons, but I like that hand cannon for some strange reason.
It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good.
I got the Soul Pariah 6.
Nice. That one also feels pretty fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to get away from my reliance on phase mag.
Yeah.
Because, it takes it from 9 to 6 and... Wait, 9 to 6? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the NTOP. So I'm trying to, like, get away from that because 900 shred. It feels like when I started thinking of it, okay, stop thinking of it like a sub, think of it like, oh, it's basically your Doctrine of Passing again. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, hello, my baby.
Just with a super small magazine.
Yeah, just
comparatively.
Arguably, without a doubt. It's the smallest of magazines.
I mean, because that's like, what, 2030? And Doctrine was like 56.
56, yeah, 56. Doctrine had 56 in the mag, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It's a shit ton.
Yeah. But, you go down to like 30 and like, oh crap. That's the only thing I don't like about 900. I mean, they shoot fast. And I understand the smaller magazines because, of course, they're small, compact weapons. I mean, logic, And, but it just, you go to pull the trigger, and it's like, holy crap, I have to reload already. Yeah, reload again. It's like, that's why I do kind of like 600s just feel a little better for me in that department. But I mean, like I said, that and Soul Prior, I still say I'm going to try that one out because it does have ricochet rounds. So you never know. I mean, yeah.
Could be okay. Could be not. Who knows?
But yeah, I've actually finished them.
Really?
I have Sagira.
Nice.
And let me tell you what, Sagira is an amazing ghost shell. Like an exotic ghost shell. Oh my God. And she's made for Mercury. I mean, it makes sense.
Obviously. It makes sense.
But I mean, like the top perk is detect caches and resources at a distance of 75 meters.
Huh?
Yeah. 75 meters. That's over double what you get on a legendary ghost. And it's both of them. It's not either or.
It's resources.
And chests.
Yeah.
So it's the simulation seeds and chests. That's everything. Gunsmith telemetry on all elements, which, whatever. And I think additional faction consumables. Is that true, Segura? I'm sorry, increased glimmer and additional faction consumables. So yeah, she does everything except for giving you an XP boost.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, she's a super nice ghost shell. And the fact you can shader her.
Really?
Yes, she is shaderable. She doesn't take shaders that well because she only has like 2 like different colors on her.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can if you want. And I don't think I've actually ran through all of the campaign on my Warlock. So I think I want to throw Segura on my Warlock while Segura is Ghost.
That's funny.
Just to have like that meta situation. Yeah. Because that when you get the Segura shell, it only requires level 1. I mean, of course. I just figured like, it's just weird seeing an exotic, but then again, ghost shells really don't matter anymore, other than they're not meaningful pieces of armor anymore.
No.
Which I'm glad for, and I kind of wish they would take that out of the class items as well. It's like, let the class items kind of be vanity items again, but oh well.
Oh, I got the Ophidian aspects too. I just
yeah,
I just remember that because we were talking about drops. I haven't gone to see Zur yet this week. I know he's not selling anything other than the engram, so I'm just trying to think like what class should I use? Should I use it with? I don't think I have anything I need for the Titan other than weapons, so I'm probably going to use my Warlock and hopefully get the boots that do the auto reload.
Oh, the Lunafaction, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I need, and I need a shit ton for my hunter because my hunter, I still haven't done the story mode on that yet. One thing I wish, I understand they want you to play the story, but there should be like an option just to auto skip it if you don't want to play it again, because it's like, I get it, I played it, it was awesome. Okay, I played it for my second time. Oh god, I gotta do the same story again. Yeah, I know, Segura. Yep, okay, totally cool. Yep, here I am, rock you like a hurricane, and then you're done. But man, I'm just over it.
Yeah. Like, it seemed like one of the only reasons I'm actually going to be completing the Osiris campaign on my Warlock even is because apparently, you need to do the opening mission.
Yeah,
to even land on Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you do that, you don't get any information on your map. There's no Lost Sector listed, there's no region chest listed, and I haven't seen a public event notifier when I've been on my Warlock since I've unlocked it as landing zone.
No, you have to go through the story to do that.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. But that's what I figured, and that's, like I said, the only reason I'm going to be doing that on my Warlock, because whenever the next Mercury flashpoint comes up, it's going to be kind of
needed.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also, can we talk about how fucked up it is when I do like the daily gifts, the gift giving. It's cool.
Yeah.
Have you got the one for Rahul yet?
Yeah.
10 engrams. It's like, hey, dude, I get it. It's fine. I know who you are as a person, but
and
they
have to be legendary or exotic engrams.
And you can't buy them.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can buy them from Rahul and they count.
Oh, okay, cool. That makes my day a lot easier because I still have I'm grinding. I'm grinding heroic. The heroic public events just in hopes of getting an engram drop because I need 2 more, and I'm just come on baby. But now I know I'm just going to spend the 30 legendary shards.
25.
Oh, that's negligible. I can deal with that.
Still. I'm
about to spend
25
in about a minute. So
yeah. So it's because I thought the same thing. And it's like, holy crap, because I finally realized, it's like, oh my god, these blue engrams aren't counting because they auto-decrypt. Mm-hmm. You have to you have to pick up something that he can decrypt, which makes sense for a gift from Rahul, or for Rahul. I really actually enjoy some of the gifts that you give people. If you actually read them, like Rahul, spoiler alert for you, but
It's fine.
you give him coal in the shape of an engram.
Ha! That's so good.
Yeah, so I liked that one. It's like you give Shax a box of throat lozenges for his voice, since he apparently screams so much. It's great.
I think I think I got one for Sloan, and it was an auto umbrella.
Yeah, because everyone gets wet.
I'm like, I get it. Clever.
You give Asher a single sweater sleeve.
Fuck you. That's so good.
It's like I felt bad for him. It's like, oh, really? What kind of douchebag am I to like give him a single sweater sleeve? Mm-hmm. Oh,
sad about it.
I mean, he's definitely like cement and failsafe. You give her like a pair of earrings.
She doesn't have a body.
I know. It's like part of it is like you give her the earrings and like she has this happy response or whatever. She'll figure the rest out. It's like, if you say so. I mean,
does she have a body somewhere?
I mean, technically, her core is her body.
Yeah.
But you go talk to. I mean, all right then.
I'm still angry about the Mercury gear being so ugly for just the helmet. Just the helmet for Titans is ugly.
Yeah,
that's all I get. It's all I
hilariously, it's nothing worse than It's actually nothing worse than some of the Warframe stuff.
No,
it's actually like a really. I mean, it kind of reminds me somewhat of I think it's Excalibur. I think, or no, it actually might be Mag. Yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me of that, but like way toned down.
Are we gonna have a Warframe jar, Des? Every time we bring up Warframe, you just put $1 in it.
I mean, you can do that, but screw you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll say I am, but I really won't. Actually, speaking of Mac, I just got her the other day.
Yeah.
That game is super fun. It really is.
I mean,
but I've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot of Destiny too. So. Anything interesting happen in the TWAB this week, Des?
I actually don't think there was a TWAB this week. Because there's nothing new.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I believe last week they didn't mention that it would be the last TWAB for the year. So, I mean, they're on vacation. Mm-hmm. They're having fun with their families, which...
Everybody should be having fun with your family, please.
Might be one reason why a certain thing is not getting looked at or getting fixed very quickly. And that would be in the Mayhem playlist.
Oh, you're talking about the
Infinite Nova Bombs. Yes. And I do mean Infinite Nova Bombs. It's a little ridiculous. And literally a lot of people are mad, of course, that this is a thing. But at the same time, this kind of requires like a lot of tricky situations. Sort of. Mm-hmm. It requires some setup, because apparently you can't do it on 90% of the controller schemes. You have to use bumper jumper. Or anything to give, or because I think that's the one, you have to use the controller setting that gives you a one-button super.
Oh, okay.
And what happens, like, I've read about the glitch, and I know DMG or whatever, he mentioned that it was both Voidwalker trees that had an advantage, but I've only read about the top tree. And what it is you're basically holding down your grenade button to overcharge your grenade. And then you tap, like as you're doing that, you tap the super button and you're launching a Nova Bomb. And then because it's like technically, like it doesn't consume the super for throwing the Nova Bomb, it leaves your super the same, but because Mayhem charges the super so quickly, you have like basically another instant super right in there. So, I mean, you can literally launch infinite Nova Bombs. But the thing about this glitch is, for some reason, the kills aren't counted as a super kill. The kills are counted as grenade kills. So, like, I've seen a lot of people not be mad about this on, like, some of the Reddit posts tracked down, because it's not completely unfightable, because it's such a reduction in score, like gains.
Yeah, because like what we said, it doesn't.
Yeah,
okay.
it's not like, so you can't get like a ginormous, a giant lead on the enemy, and I mean, with certain skill and coordination, yeah, you can fight against it. And let me say, it took Bungie like 3 years, but they have finally fixed Night Stalker. Like, oh my god. When they finally said that tethers will immediately suppress a target.
Oh yeah, it does.
Freaking immediately. Like, holy crap. It's like that it actually suppresses the same moment, like, as the animation for the hit is. So it can actually throw you off a bit, because I actually got tethered like dead on, because I was going through, like, it was on my Hammer Titan, and I like jumped up and I went to throw a hammer, and I saw the tether animation pull back, but there's like that brief moment where you kind of lose track of it, and it just kind of vanishes before the ball appears.
Yeah.
Like, as it hits, like before the ball even appears, like that's when it suppresses you.
It also
so
kicks,
I came out.
It also kicks your view way up.
Well, yeah, that's always been tethers from the beginning.
I thought it felt worse to me. I'm okay with it because it's supposed to be like a disorienting thing. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. It felt like they bumped it up. And like I said, I'm okay with it. I think tether should have been brought up because it paled in comparison, really.
I still kind of wish they did a little more damage, but at the same time, with this immediate suppression, I'm pretty cool with it. I mean, at the very least, it's doing something like immediately. I mean, which is something I've wanted. Like, that's like still the only complaint I've had about tether was the fact that there's no immediate suppression. I mean, yeah, in D2 they do a little less damage, but with no immediate suppression and less damage, there was no reason to use tether.
Not at all.
But now, at least now that it immediately suppresses, there's a purpose for tether. Like, it's not a damaging super. It just does a cool utility.
No, it makes orbs like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and PvE, it still does amazing things. I mean, that, and even, I think in PvP, actually ended up getting killed from the bloodbound effect of the tether. Which was really weird for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just standing there, it's like, I'm around a corner, and I'm dying, but their team was still around the corner. It's like, wait, oh, there's a second person tethered with me, and I died. Oh.
Tricky. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have not actually went through the mayhem with my warlock.
It's fun.
Oh, I know. I'm actually like I'm using mayhem. Like, good God, charge rates though on mayhem. They have to be worse than. I mean, they have to be like way more amped than they were in D1.
It feels it. It does.
Because
it feels insanely fast.
Like 10 supers in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God. Like, it's ridiculous, and the scoring system is hilarious still. I mean, I love the fact that they amped up the scoring system, but now it's a scoring system that's not just amped up just to be amped up.
No, it's amped up for a reason.
Yeah, it's like
mayhem.
Yeah, well, I mean, because originally mayhem, it's like, oh, here's like 10,000 points instead of 8,000 points or 100 points or whatever. It's like, oh, cool. I mean, there's no reason just for the numbers to be that huge other than just having huge numbers. But now it's like, it's meaningful. Super kill plus 2 points plus your point for a kill. It's like, oh,
makes sense.
Okay,
Get it?
Cool. It's like the actual definitely hold on to your power. Like, use your grenades wisely. Like, just chunk grenades, like a whole freaking day. Holy crap! And it's
unless you're a defender type, unless you're a sentinel titan with suppression nades, and then according to Dez, not me, I am a suppression user anyway. We are kind of assholes.
Screw you.
I
still love you though.
I love you too, buddy. One of the moments I had, it was obviously we're two sentinel titans because I saw him drop the bubble earlier. And he threw a suppression nade and got me. And I'm like, dude, I live in here. This is my house. You're not going to surprise me. This is where I live. If you've played an old school Sentinel or an old school Defender, you've been suppressed. You self-suppressed. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And he came into the room. And as the suppression wore off, I popped my super. He popped his super. I threw my shield as he dropped his Ward of Dawn. And the shield gets stuck inside the Ward of Dawn. And just gets ricocheted around and kills him, and I'm like, "Ooh, bad luck." And he sent me a message. He was like, "Dude, that was a good throw." I was like, "That was pure chance." By the way, I didn't have that planned. I wasn't like he's going to drop his bubble now, so throw my shield. It was just one of them cool Destiny accidents.
Yeah, and actually that leads. A hard counter for a bubble titan is.
It's the shield.
It's like your own element. That's really cool because I never considered the possibility of ricochets in such a small confined space as a bubble. Because you can't shoot out of a bubble.
No, you cannot.
So it just sits there ricocheting all day.
It gets beat up inside and then
it's a really cool idea.
Plus it bounces off if they drop it, stopping in a hallway or whatnot. If you throw it, it bounces around the hallway. It just adds another, the element, the area.
Yeah.
So many more bounces. So many more bounces.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know it myself, so now I did. Things you learn, right?
Yeah, I've just had so much fun, just doing. I've had a lot of fun with Mayhem so far. It's been a blast. Good Lord, just having that capability, it's been a nice, refreshing change. Both you and me, we were huge advocates of Mayhem even in D1.
Still am.
We had fun with it, but at the same time, there near the end, I was definitely growing tired of it, of Mayhem.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people are hoping Mayhem is an addition, but I don't know. I don't know how it feels. I would definitely only play it occasionally, especially to figure out anything new to a super. That's like me using the top tree on Sunbreaker was the first time I've ever switched from sunspots on my Hammer Titan ever. So using that and figuring out how good that actually is for PvP.
Quite good, actually.
Really freaking good.
I hit you and I hit everybody you know. That's what happens. Okay, cool. Yeah, I use the sunspot too in PvE. It's just.
Oh yeah. Because it's crazy damage, especially on a lot of the bosses that just sit there and take it. And it's stand right there. Get staggered. There you go.
Oh, and I can throw more. I throw more hammers. Oh, and if I have a sunspot up from throwing a grenade or a melee, everything recharges faster.
It's super nice.
Yeah, it's actually probably. For PvE, that's my tree of choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Every Titan's different. We're all special.
Oh yeah, Bungie has released some bit of information, which I believe has been since recording. Bungie has thrown out an entire list of what all possible stat rolls a masterwork weapon can have.
I saw that.
It's a comprehensive list.
And by weapon type, right?
Yeah, exactly. So. When it comes to auto rifles, you can get a +5 range, +10 magazine, which is not literally 10 rounds in the magazine. It's like a percentage, kind of like how, actually, it's kind of like how any magazine perk works. It's like a percentage. I know for Better Devils, it had a plus 10 magazine, and it gave one more round, which, meh. But anyway.
Reroll that shit.
Yeah. Plus 10 reload and plus 10 handling. So, basically, I mean, at least for me, my recommendation is get more range out of it, because why not? Or, I mean, reload isn't bad, depending upon, like a Scathe Lock. That plus 10 reload can really help a Scathe Lock. So, I mean, but one of those two, definitely for sure. Fusion rifles can get plus 5 to stability, plus 10 to reload, or plus 10 to handling.
Stability.
I probably want stability there.
Yeah.
Grenade launchers.
Why?
Plus 5 stability, plus 10 reload, plus 10 handling, or plus 5 to blast radius.
Blast radius, right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hand cannons are plus 5 stability, plus 10 magazine, plus 10 reload, and then plus 10 handling. Again, stability or reload. I mean, reload did not really, because I actually re-rolled my Better Devils a couple times. It had magazine at first, which, like I said, was one round. Whoopee. I tried reload afterwards, and that's the one thing I don't like about Better Devils. That thing can take it takes its sweet time getting those reloads in. Oh, wait. Of course I'm using extended mag. Why am I using extended mag? Oh, because that's 3 more rounds. I don't know. I might have to play around with flared magwell and just use 10 rounds, because, I mean, good lord, most hand cannons in D1 were 10 rounds. And if I have better reload, then either way, I have plus 5 stability on my Better Devils, because that helps with, well, it helps with, might help with Bloom. Might. Pulse rifles have plus 5 range, plus 10 magazine, plus 10 reload, plus 10 handling. Again, range, because why not? Now, rocket launchers. This is injuring because it's plus 10 reload or plus 10 handling, plus 5 projectile speed, and plus 5 blast radius. Yeah, like, those are, like, super useful perks. I mean, like, since the past, considering it has such a huge blast radius already, like, that thing can really benefit from, like, more projectile speed, more velocity. No, scout rifles. Plus 5 range, plus 10 magazine, plus 10 reload, plus 10 handling. To be honest, I'd probably go with reload, because why get range on a scout rifle? Because scout rifles
already have range?
Yeah, it's like, I was kind of hoping that might have been stability, but, shotguns are plus 5 stability, plus 10 reload, plus 10 handling. Probably go handling on that myself, maybe. But then again, I don't have any masterwork shotguns. Of course, if I get the perfect paradox masterworked, it's getting more stability. For sure. Just because.
Yeah, because why not, right?
Exactly. Sidearms can have plus 5 stability, plus 10 magazine, plus 10 reload, plus 10 handling. Legitimately, see, this is one thing I don't get, because sidearms still have that thing from D1. It's like, they have good reload already, like, by default, and they have good handling speeds by default, because they were supposed to be, you know, the ever-ready, like, backup weapon, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, sure, they can get better, and we just talked about magazines like a percentage. So, stability, why not? Sniper rifles, because everyone knows you need the plus 5 range on that sniper rifle. Like, really, Bungie? And then plus 10 reload and plus 10 handling. SMGs have plus 5 range, or plus 10 magazine, plus 10 reload, plus 10 handling.
Range.
I mean, again, might as well. I would have liked stability, but... I mean, I can get, like, nothing too useful. Most of the times are added into Masterwork stats. And then swords are plus 10 magazine or plus 5 impact. Which, I might ask why, but, you know.
Aren't they a one-shot kill in PvP?
Oh, yeah. All of them.
So why
every last one.
Impact.
I know, right? I mean, at that, you might be able to squeeze, like, an extra round. Literally an.
One.
At that point, yeah. So, I mean, But that is the comprehensive list of your modifiers that you can get. out of Masterworks. And there has been, okay, all right, there was no TWAB, but I am starting to remember there has been some information, such as in this same post that gave us the entirety of Masterworks. See the stat bonuses. They did talk about Masterwork armor, which is definitely on the table. And they have mentioned that they have begun plans to add Masterworks to armor as well. The armor bonuses will be more modest than the orb generation on weapons, in part because you have 5 equipped at once. Mm-hmm. Understandable. But at minimum, we want to provide a much-requested mechanism to change the armor stat type. Now, what I'm thinking this means, here, is that you're going to be able to, like, when you masterwork an armor piece, like, if it's a mobility armor piece, maybe you're going to have, like, the chance of rolling it up as either, like, heavy or survivalist, is what I'm hoping. Because at that point in time, you can actually, it doesn't matter what armor you get. Because, I mean, for Titans, the Vanguard armor is heavy armor.
Yeah.
So it focuses on, like, resilience and recovery. The Crucible armor is restorative, so it focuses kind of more on recovery and I think mobility for Titans. And then there's mobility armor, which the Mercury set is currently mobility armor for Titans. Like I said, I'm hoping you could take those and like just shuffle around their stat types, which, like I said, is hopefully the type, the name of the armor. Like I said, that way you're like opening up yourself, like, because the biggest issue, like for hunters, is, I mean, at least for D2 vanilla, there was only one set of restorative or survivalist hunter armor that you could really rely on, and that was the Ginseng stuff from Asher and from Io, and that was it. Because the second set of restorative stuff that was added was Faction Rally. And then I believe... So, I mean, that was a limited armor set to get there. And... Like I said, I'm wanting to say maybe like the Trials armor is restorative.
That would make sense.
Is the Trials armor... Yeah, it's survivalist. And then I'm wanting to say the new Cairo stuff is also survivalist, but you know that's just been in the expansion. So I mean, you know, the only I did get Raid Legs, and that's Raid Legs is mobile armor. So yeah, so Iron Banner was even heavy, but yeah. So yeah, Trials armor. Or Faction Rally armor. Like I said, the best armor basically to use because you kind of want recovery, especially as a hunter, because otherwise our recovery options are very limited. But yeah. So other than limited or in-game activity, you had Ginseng stuff, and that was it. But with this new system, like you can take any armor and turn it into survivalist, as long as it's masterworked. Hopefully, is what that means. Hopefully. Because then, like I said, there's no limit to what you can wear. Like, everything can be customized to your fashion taste. I mean, yeah.
They're giving us what we want, just slowly. That's how I feel about it, at least. Because I've always wanted more customization. I always wanted more, more availability, I guess, for different things. And I'm really upset. No, I'm not going to say I'm upset. I'm really quite shocked because I have to I was saving all the armors because I'm one of those guys that like to have a complete set of everything in my vault, and then I realized my vault's full, and then they were like, oh, you can just buy whatever armor you want. I'm like, so why don't I just go buy Ginseng armor?
Yeah.
Why don't I just run around Io and do that? And then I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to do that now. And I'm waiting for the faction rally because I'm looking at the new Monarchy ornamented set, and I really, really want it. And then I'm like, oh, make orbs while pledged to the faction. I do that naturally. Oh, do strikes. Oh, okay, I can just do strikes and make orbs.
Ooh, Masterwork's going to make that super simple.
Yeah. Once I get them. Once I get them.
Oh, and I finally got a Masterwork to draw from an engram.
Really?
Yeah, so that is possible. Super rare. It took me like, a week and a half of just turning in Legendary engram. Whew. And it finally came up as I forget what it was. Oh, crap. By the way, yeah. And I did turn my Forward Path into a Masterwork.
Yeah, that one does feel good.
It does. So, I mean, that's like that. And like I said, I was super surprised how well Better Devils felt in PvP. Because a lot of people have been saying, oh, hand cannons are garbage. And it was like, blah, 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 blah. I gotta say, Better Devils feels nice. Like, nice.
Yeah, I gotta get one because I don't have one.
Like I said, the only reason I tried it because the Masterwork dropped, and it's like, I'll be that guy.
Yeah,
I'll be that guy.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I can do that, I guess. I'll be that guy. Fuck it.
Yeah, in general, like ever since I've like focused, like settled down on like having gotten used to, I guess, the more team play aspects, and now that I've like resettled down into weapons, like I'm having a lot of fun in PvP. I'm doing really well. It's just been a nice time, all in all. Which it does kind of make me sad in the end, because it's like, if everyone just had like a similar attitude, like a lot of rumblings in the community would actually just settle down.
Yeah.
If we didn't have so many people still trying to warrior out and do dumb things, then a lot of this, things would just be a lot more chill. A lot more chill.
I mean, I think it's one of those things that's just going to happen eventually. The tides will settle. This too shall pass type of deal,
Like I said, it's going to happen to where there's going to be a thing, and Bungie is going to have a release that is just absolutely amazeballs, and everyone's finally going to shut their mouth. Because they're working.
The mic drop moment?
Yeah, it's going to be... It'll happen. Like I said, they're working towards it. It's just... Yeah. This is, like I said, there's... what really shocked me, though, I will say this, was one of the latest episodes, on the latest episode of Crucible Radio, they had Kami Cakes on. And me and this man could be absolutely best friends, probably.
Yeah, I was listening to that episode going, I can't say anything to Des anymore, because, I mean... This
man had the balls to utter a statement that I've never heard anyone say. And the fact is, hanging around objectives and playing strategically. It's like, he says, like, a lot of people find it boring. I find it as a way to win. It's like, I love you.
Yep.
It's like, you're an amazing human being.
I was giggling that whole episode, dude. I really was. Like, I was listening like, well played, Crucible Radio. Nice done, guys.
It's like,
I'm still trying to get you on, buddy. I'm telling you right now.
But yeah, I mean, just to have that, because I mean, Crucible Radio is pretty steeped in the competitive community, whether it's intentional or not. But I mean, yeah, I mean, his views were incredible, because I mean, he actually has an end goal, which, as he says, is to be aimbot with a sniper. Which, yeah. I mean, snipers, a lot of people say snipers are useless in PvP. Then here's a guy that's trying to perfect his aim with a sniper in PvP. Because why not? Because, I mean, snipers are still really strong in PvP, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they suck in PvE. Don't use them in PvE. If you're going to use anything akin to a sniper in PvE, use a linear fusion rifle. Like, those actually do damage. That's the only thing.
A lot of damage, actually.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. Because snipers in PvE have just, like, taken a huge hit. Like, they used to be, like, kind of your go-to damage for a lot of stuff. Not so much in D2. I mean, because you can hit someone with a critical sniper shot for, like, 900. And then use a linear fusion rifle and do, like, 1,400. Yeah. But that was, I mean, it's kind of, but yeah, listening to that interview, it's like, screw these Slayers. I mean, yeah, they populate, like, the Slayer mentality populates the vocal minority of the Destiny community. But screw these guys. I'm going to play this game strategically, tactically, because that's the way the game is designed right now. I mean, yes, as players say, the skill gap is so much smaller, and you know what? That's true. Like, the distance between the skill floor and the skill ceiling is smaller, because again, as part of an interview, Wisniewski's has mentioned they slowed things down so people can ingest more information. You know what's going on, which is very true. Up until freaking Mayhem, I knew what was happening, like in fights and things, and I could duck out of, like, a bad situation. I mean, and I know, like, friend of the podcast, Mercules, like, one of his complaints was the fact that, yes, if you're playing smart, you're running away a lot, which is true.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're playing smart, you're running a lot of the time to regroup and re-go, and, it's not his cup of tea, which, that's fair, because, I mean, his posts are usually about, his personal opinion, and he mentions as such, this is how he feels things are. So, I mean, but yeah, that's fair enough. And a lot of Slayers, they want to go in, they want to get stuff done, but with slower times to kills, you really can't and get away with it easily. You have to play super smart. See, okay, here's the thing. This is basically going back also to kind of the argument of skill-based versus connection-based matchmaking. Like I said, I've been a proponent of skill-based matchmaking. But notice that it's hilarious. All these quote-unquote good people in Destiny PvP always want connection-based matchmaking. Why? I mean, I, as a player, want to be able to hone my skill. I want to come up... I would love to sweat every match. If it meant a good time, yes. Because that's how... I guess it comes from the fact that I was in, like, just before Destiny, I was, like, really getting into the fighting game community. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've started to learn there that you learn more in close matches. It's like matches with people at your skill or a little over your skill. That's when you learn how to do things and learn how to get around things. Because if you're just going up against someone, you have a record of like 300 wins and 50 losses, and you're going up a guy that has like 25 losses and 1 win, you're not learning anything from that match unless he's spamming something. And even then, you then might learn like around cheap tricks. But if you're at that skill level, you need to know how to get around cheap tricks anyway. But yeah, it's the close matches that you learn the most from. And applying that to Destiny, that's what I love. It's like if I'm up against people that want to huddle in a corner and like go down their sniper scopes, then let me find a way around that. I mean, I don't really care about my KDA in this game because I try and make sure like what I'm doing is at least valuable to the team. It's like, yes, I can like bolt around a corner and like start shooting at like 2 people while not run away. Well, if I die, that's 2 people that's weak, and I know there's like 2 teammates around a corner. Now, chances are, most of the time they're blueberries because I'm solo queuing, but 7 times out of 10 they're going to come around that corner and finish off those kills, and thus we're in the positive on points because they got 1 kill, but we got 2 in exchange for it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's like the tactful way to think. It isn't always just like, hanging around and camping in a corner, as a lot of people call it. It's also the willingness to sacrifice yourself for the greater good. And I've always been like more than okay with playing bait, as long as it gets like a kill. And I don't know. Like I said, those are the things I try and look for to always try and better myself. And yeah, I'm more than willing to sweat every match if I have to. That's why whenever ranked comes around, you're gonna see the Raven living in ranked a lot. Like guaranteed skill-based matchmaking. Yeah, I'm gonna live there. I may not be a high rank, and I may not be amazing, but that's where I'm gonna live because that's where I'm gonna learn. That's my thoughts on anything when it comes to flex. Like I said, fighting games have taught me to flex with whatever the developers are doing. Because, I mean, anyone who has played Mortal Kombat, as it's called, 9, and then going from MKX, those are 2 incredibly different games. But they're still in the series. So, I mean, it's still within the same intellectual property, but things change drastically from one game to the next. Destiny hasn't even changed that drastically. Not in all areas. Developers decided to go with a more team-based PvP. Which, as Nusk said, they wanted to go with smaller team focus. So they focused on smaller teams. They wanted to go with slower time to kill. That way, team play a little more meaningful. And you can understand things that are going on. You can, like, ingest information very easily. And yeah. I believe they've had a success. And it's just kind of sad that a lot of people aren't willing to adjust to the situation.
I mean, we're as humans, humans don't like change. You know what I mean?
Oh, I understand.
I mean, I love change. I mean, Paladins warning, Paladins warning, Paladins warning. I love this new change that they did for Paladins. The card change.
Oh, crap. I forgot.
Oh my God.
Did you update? Did this game update? Hang on. I have to see that real fast. Check for updates. Check for updates. Check for update?
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
I'm installed for the latest version, so that did update. Nice.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
I gotta go in there. Like,
so much fun.
I definitely want to friggin'... Because, I mean... Yeah, massive spoiler. Yeah, but this change isn't gonna... Like, quick play isn't gonna be that fun until you get, like, a lot of cards under your belt. Like, levels under your belt.
Mm-hmm.
But comp is going to be amazing. Because everyone will have the same level of comp. So, yeah, it's going to be nice. I can't wait to jump into that again.
Yeah, I figured that would be something I should remind you that there is a... Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I may not enjoy change, but I somehow figured out at a very early age. I don't really know how or why, but it just comes down to the fact that you really have to understand as a person, you really don't want to worry about anything, but it is incredibly useless to worry about things that are far out of your control. It's like worrying about a hurricane. Yeah, you can worry about it if you want, but I'm going to be over here chilling because I can't do anything to stop it.
And it's still coming.
Yeah, it's going to come. And if it changes direction, it's going to change direction. But if not, it's coming for you. I mean, I'm not going to panic in that situation. All right, I might panic if, like, power goes out and, like, the building starts shaking and crap. Like, I'll panic for that because I can get out of Dodge and save myself, possibly. But if there's nothing you can do in a situation, don't worry about it. And even better, like I said, at least for video games, if you can't change anything, flex to it, adapt to it. Why? Because that makes an incredible worker. I learned that in factories. The flexible worker, I mean, I survived like 3 layoffs in an automotive factory because I was flexible. I could run like any job. Mm-hmm. Flexibility equals valuable. Valuability. Get it to rhyme. There you go. Anyway. But yes, I mean, your self-worth, or at least your worth to the company, becomes better the more you're capable of flexing. And who doesn't enjoy learning new skills? Like, that can actually apply to things and, like, help you in situations. I mean, it's helpful.
Yeah. I picked up a sniper rifle the other day in PvP. In Mayhem, picked up a sniper rifle and was like, oh, this is fun. Oh, this is fun. Oh, this is fun. Like,
yeah, this is
I
the
just
time
kept
to, like,
saying this is fun.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the time to, like, try out heavies. It's like, ooh, I also got a Telesto to drop sometime last week.
Nice.
So, and I've noticed something about this Telesto. It's actually a little better than it was in D1. Because the Pop Rocks, A, have an enormously longer fuse to them. And B, are proximity now.
Yeah.
So if you immediately stick something, then they go off, like, immediately. And that damage just goes through. But if you just spray in an area, like, they made Telesto, like, the perks and everything are, like, the same. And its look is the same. But where it's different is, like, it can do its utility, what it was made for, which was, like, area control. It can do that even better because now it's proximity. It's like, how dare these people actually say that Telesto was the same? Because it only took the fact that, like, the first thing I sprayed down with Telesto, and then the Pop Rocks were immediately going off, something ticked in my head. It's like, that's not the same.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like, I've used Telesto a pretty decent bit. That's not the same. And then I've noticed, like, the Pop Rocks that I accidentally sprayed on, like, something else, because I'd be weird and jumping, and, like, half my things would go on a barrier, half the Pop Rocks would go on a barrier in front of me. I noticed they lasted a very long time. And that's when it got me. It's like, their proximity. If something's in their proximity, they explode. It's like, that makes it so much better. So yeah, spray down a freaking tunnel because you have so much time to just chill. It's like, I love this.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. Like, it's just fun. Like, I can't. There's no other way. There's no other way to describe it, to put it. It's just fun. Like,
exactly. I mean, even like I said, I know another friend of the podcast, Handsome Dragon, has had his conspiracy theory that that possibly the bug with Prometheus lens was not an accidental bug, and the fact that they added the fact that they added Mayhem and they had Prometheus lens and laser tag weekend. It's like maybe they're trying to show the competitive community that Destiny is best with fun. But at the same time, an OP weapon is not fun for long.
No. At least it's cool.
And like Mayhem, it's not super fun for long. It's like things have to be balanced for Mayhem to be fun. Because if anything's unbalanced, Mayhem amplifies that feeling times 100. And there's already people hating Night Stalkers in Mayhem. As if that was something new. Like, I've actually read that, like from a Twitter post or something, that this person saying that Night Stalkers broke the game mode. Because you can go in, like, 4 Night Stalkers. Yeah, I remember when people said that 4 Titans, like in the first week of trials for D2, that 4 Titans would break trials. Guess what? They didn't change it. And guess what? Titans don't break trials. They make it difficult, yes, but they don't break it. Night Stalkers. I mean, yeah. They're douchebags. because they suppress people. But otherwise, they don't really break it. Because everyone gets enhanced supers. Then that means the anti-supers have enhancements.
Also, quit your bitching.
Yeah, seriously. Chill out. Have fun. It's like the snowballs. I mean, that's definitely like the biggest indication. Have fun. Like, just have fun, have a blast. I find it hilarious that they have snowball piles in the boss rooms in Strikes. I did not see that coming. Because I figured, I mean, you know, spread out here, there, and yonder, I can understand that. But it's like, nah, they won't leave them in boss rooms, right?
Nope.
No, there's like 4 or 5 of them in a boss room. It's like, oh, okay. It actually makes a lot of bosses like really easy. Because you can deal with so many ads. Like, even if you don't kill them outright, the fact that they get stunned and just wander around for so long.
Yeah, they get dumb. It's so fun to watch. It's like a suppression aid.
Exactly. And it's hilarious because it lasts so long. Because I think it's like 20 seconds.
It's a sizable amount of time. I don't have the stopwatch to do it.
Well, I mean, when you peg yourself with a snowball, or can you peg yourself? No, you can't peg yourself.
You can get hit.
Yeah,
I think you can splash yourself.
Well, I mean, it's the same debuff, I think, because it's the chill to the bone, which I think starts at like 20 seconds. And yeah, I mean, it's hilarious because, like I said, at least for Lake of Shadow or Lake of Darkness, whatever it was called, where you deal with the Taken at the water processing facility under the EDZ, who can hilariously tether you. Like, that's kind of like, because I've been running like a lot of strikes since the heroic strikes came up, and like now there's a heroic strike milestone. I've run quite a bit of strikes, especially thanks to the Lost Prophecy weapons. I actually have a lot of fun in heroic strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, you get like 7 tokens. Seeing a chest spew out 7 tokens and like 3 engrams, whether they're blues, purples, exotics.
Doesn't matter. Feels good.
It doesn't matter. It's amazing to look at because everyone else, like almost 90% of people I run strikes with, like as soon as the chest shows up, they like rush right at it because I guess they want to see the loot stream. But me, I take a step back. I wait for the loot vomit to happen, and like after that goes away, then I'll run around and collect everything.
Hey, Des. I just got probably the most beautiful drop that I've ever asked for.
Oh, jeez.
Remember how I said I wanted to make my positive outlook?
Oh, no, you didn't.
It just dropped from Rahul.
Nice.
Oh, God. It's 5 range.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. Especially that. Like, that's going to be beastly. Like, 450s may not be exactly in meta, but they're still pretty beastly.
Yeah, it's right where I sit. It's where I like, it's the fire rate that I like personally.
I mean, I've been putting work with these 600s because, like I said, I've found the 600s I enjoy using. Mm-hmm. And I've been putting in work with them, but yeah, 450s are still beastly. I mean, do not doubt, like the differences in time to kill is not as drastic as one would believe. Or one would want to believe.
No, I just remember, I was like, are you listening? Are you listening now? Is that what that means?
Because, I mean, it's literally a 1/10 of a second. Like, 600s are the best, but 450s are a 1/10 of a second away from 600s, which is nothing harsh at all. And then between that is the Viced and the Halfdan.
Yeah, seeing that, listening to Crucible Radio, when Burrs was talking about how he loves the Halfdan, I'm like, see, I'm not insane. That just makes me feel good because Des was like, yeah, man, use it.
Yeah, I mean, especially now.
Because I remember we were talking about it, and you were like, yeah, man, use it. Who cares? And I'm like, yeah, it's clunky, but once you get used to that fire rate. That doom, 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 doom. You're like, oh, okay, cool, I got it.
Which, like I said, it was focus. It's Focus Fire Saros.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it feels like. As soon as you said it's Focus Fire Saros, I'm like, it is Focus.
Yeah.
It's Focus Fire.
Like that was the RPM of Genesis Chain had a slightly faster focus fire, but there's definitely like focus fire Suros. But yeah, and then it's like it's still like auto rifles. It's still kind of where it's at, and the slight nerf / kind of buff to the 450 precisions. I mean, auto rifles are just in a place where you can kind of use whatever, and it doesn't matter. Which is why I like having auto rifles I can work around. Because basically, if you have an auto rifle, basically again, which is something that Cammy mentioned. If you have an auto rifle, essentially, this is paraphrasing, this is not exact quotes, but if you have an auto rifle, then your medium range is taken care of, like automatically. So if you have an auto rifle you like, well, there's your medium range. So all you need to figure out is with the slot that you have left, what do you need to take care of? Do you need to take care of long range or short range? And of course, everyone knows the short range options. It's sidearms and SMGs. And of course, everyone knows long range options too, which is scout rifles. Because pulse rifles I want to work well. I just don't feel pulse rifles are that great in D2. I don't feel it.
No.
I've yet to really find a pulse rifle I really, really enjoy. Not so much as I'm putting in work with these auto rifles.
Yeah, feels good. Now I have 3. All of my slots now for my Titan are filled with a masterwork.
Nice. Yeah.
Got the Atalanta, because I said Atlanta last week, and I was like, nope, that's not right. And then
I haven't even bothered correcting people on that one, because Atalanta is such a weird word. It is legitimately it's harsh to kind of pronounce that one.
Yeah, it's
because of that extra A. And we're trained our entire lives to see it, and it's Atlantic, Atlanta, we're trained to not really pay attention to that second A. So it's that's one thing I'm not tripping out about people about, because it's Atalanta is a really weird word to say. So yeah, I'm leaving that one alone.
Yeah, I got the Atalanta A or D, right? Atalanta.
Give him the D.
Yeah, and then I got the Positive Outlook that just dropped, and I got a Critical SAS the other day.
I still cannot bring myself to dismantle those Crucible power weapons, because their names are just amazing.
Yeah.
You have Critical SAS, which, yeah, it's not a great fusion rifle, but it's Critical SAS.
Mm-hmm.
And then play of the game, it's Grenade Launcher, but it's play of the game. And then the tiebreaker, the Rocket Launcher. If I can get one to drop, that one's getting locked too, because it's a tiebreaker. It's hilarious. You just killed someone with a tiebreaker. And then the hilarity of you actually getting a win because of that rocket kill. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm. It's not a tiebreaker. It's a win.
I know, right? Who, whoever their writer is for the Crucible weapons, I would love to shake their hand. Because D2.
I would like to say Noose probably has a hand in naming the weapons.
Actually, no. He designs them, but he does not. It's for the names of perks and the names of weapons, that's a different lore department.
Really?
Yeah. That's the writers, basically, the story writers, because they come up with the guns, and they come up with how they work. Especially for D2, they put perks on guns intentionally now, much like exotics, because those were the only handcrafted things in D1 were the exotics. And they had to leave room for certain perks and situations on guns. But now everything's handcrafted. But yeah, they craft perks and such. But the naming goes to other groups, because Thunderlord in D1, as we knew, in early Vidocs, they went with the developmental name. Oh no. That was time. That was Patience in Time. Because the working name of Patience in Time was not like yours.
Oh, okay. Like the code name?
Yeah. So I mean, they have names that they give weapons, but it's just developmental, early work in progress names, and then the lore department or the writers correct it, and then that's what it gets known as. But yeah, I mean, like, whoever that writer is, like, News may have some hand in it for sure, but like I said, it's another department's pretty much responsibility for them. But oh my god, whoever's doing the naming for the Crucible weapons, the power weapons, just GG to you, man. Like, congratulations, like you won.
You won Destiny. Well done.
It's amazing. Oh, it's great.
I do enjoy the oh god, I know people are gonna get upset. Maybe, I don't know, the grind for these masterworks.
I know. There's a lot of talk about.
Oh my god, it's so difficult to get masterworks now. Why is it so hard? Didn't you ask for a grind?
And I know even in our Discord, we've had was it Fred?
Yeah.
It was Fred that mentioned that a lot of people are putting it akin to the legendary engrams of D1 Vanilla, which, I mean, this is definitely like a point that I tend to bring up on the show. In D1 Vanilla, legendary engrams had an RNG bug.
They drop blues.
Then, I mean, 80 to 90% of the time they drop blues.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're supposed to drop legendaries. And there was a person that actually did like a pretty decent like sample size, like he actually got the rates from like what drops came out of like engrams that he's either had or witnessed. And they were like an 80 to 90% to be blue, somewhere in there, and then like, you know, a negligible like amount for like strange coins, stuff like that. Or not strange coins, but materials, I believe. Something. But either way, it's like, and then it had like a 1% chance to be an exotic weapon, and then a less than 1% chance to be a legendary weapon.
So it's more likely to be an exotic than a legendary.
From a legendary engram.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we had to deal with. But I don't think Masterworks are that harsh of an RNG curve, because you can get a lot of them from planets. Like the planetary pools really seem to be more generous, because it makes sense, because you do have to grind the planets a little harder to get a package. And I think what a lot of people are like getting this from is the fact that the gunsmith does not give you a lot of Masterworks, because it's super easy to get gunsmith materials. Mm-hmm. You dismantle anything and you're getting gunsmith materials. So, and then engrams. Like I've mentioned, I finally got a masterwork to drop from a legendary engram. Like 2 weeks or something in, or 2.5 actually, I think now. And yeah, I finally get a legendary engram to drop a masterwork weapon. So, I mean, it seems the easier it is to get a package from something, the harder it is to get a masterwork out of it, is what it seems. But then again, Bungie has mentioned that, you know, they've heard a lot of people's feedback on the difficulty, and they'll be looking at it and adjusting it. Just don't expect it before the new year, because they're on vacation. Screw you guys. Which, you know,
everybody puts out content 2 days before Christmas.
All right. But yeah, so I mean, I kind of enjoy Masterworks rarities a bit, because it does make them like a little special. Like, maybe not the first one you get, but the first one you use, mm-hmm. you pretty much remember. Because, I mean, Masterworks have a system. You know, being able to generate orbs like super crazy and get like all kinds of supers in a strike is amazing. That's why I'm always going to remember. First Masterwork I got to drop that I used, it's dismantled now because I didn't quite enjoy it. Like, so much as the scathe lock. I mean, I like forward half a little better, and like the way it controlled a little better. So even though it's gone now, scathe lock was still the first masterwork that I had fun with. Then I got Better Devils, and the fact that I got Traveler's Judgment to drop as a masterwork. Of course I'm going to remember that, because I wanted that gun. I wanted it bad.
Oh, they can drop as masterworks, huh?
Yeah, Lost Prophecies have a chance to drop as masterworks.
Nice.
It's not super, like, out of the 11, I've gotten, like, 2 to drop as a masterwork, which I'm still okay with those rates. I mean, maybe my RNG sucks. Because, again, it's kind of up to that. I mean, if your RNG sucks, you're going to get less. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just how it goes. I mean, that's the nature of the random number generator.
Random.
Yeah, entirely. And, law of statistics says eventually something can happen, but it may not entirely. So, I mean... And then, of course, a lot of people are... Oh, wait, hang on. Okay. Okay, so there was that... I've kind of lost my place.
I was saying, did you read the post?
Masterworks, that was actually Lazarus, about the complaint of the grind that a lot of community members have, and oh well, like I said, it's not something super accessible. It's something that has a purpose. I mean, and there was Fred that made mention of the blues, which I don't know if Fred's kind of like looking at palindrome grinding with like rose-colored glasses, because that was harsh.
That was rough.
Like, well, I mean, anything. You see, Masterworks are only like reliant on one system of RNG. Is it a legendary drop? Yes.
Then it can be Masterwork.
Is it a Masterwork? Yes or no percentage chance. Like, that's it. That's as deep as Masterworks go. And of course, then you get a little deeper with like the stats, but even then, as I read off, there's like at most 4 different stat types. So you have a 25% chance of re-rolling into a stat type that's ideal, or that you want either way. Sometimes it's the same thing. Sometimes it's not. Like, I can legitimately see like the need on some things to get handling and get a little extra like swap over or scope in speed or whatever, like a sniper rifle. Extra handling can work on that. I can see that. But because, why would you need extra range?
It's a sniper rifle.
Freaking sniper rifle.
Does
Jesus
what it does.
Christ. So yeah, I mean, it's only reliant on like one level of RNG. And this is one reason I still love static roll. Like, we may not have a lot of weapons because they actually have to put time and effort. Okay, here's the thing to understand. Like, I've kind of mentioned this before, but these legendaries, there aren't a lot of them, and I was kind of disappointed in this. But I had to come to a realization. As I've mentioned earlier, every weapon in D2 is a handcrafted experience now. So they can't just come out with a weapon design and go, give it around this stat number here, that stat number there, and we'll make it kind of work with these stat rolls. Give this perk, that perk. You're good to go. No, they actually are sitting down. It's like in the Crucible Radio interviews, Wisniewski made mention that when they made Sunshot, it came from a conversation of explosions are really cool. And from that, they worked into a weapon to make people explode. The Sunshot. And that was like the history of it. And some of it comes from these really cool ideas. Others come from like play styles and how things work. And
the fact that, hey, you know what's really cool? Explosions. And it made a weapon. Was pretty fucking dope.
That's amazing. But, and it comes down, it's like, yeah, I'm a little, like, I don't like the fact that there are not as many weapons, but I understand also that they're not one to just throw out weapons willy-nilly because, like I said, they're all crafted for a purpose. So they're either sending purposes or maybe they are like holding off purposes for, completely different things. But either way, I mean, it's something that you have to come to understand. Yeah, it's not as easy just to create weapons and such. And then getting them to drop, like from an activity. I mean, let's look at, Palindrome. You either got it from, basically it was either from a package or from a Crucible match.
Or from the vendor at the end.
Well, yeah, like when they had, rotated those roles. But yeah, for, Palindrome grinding, I mean, you're playing Crucible. And it's like, the first set of RNG you even have to work on is this going to be a legendary weapon? It's like, if yes, what kind of legendary weapon?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to have the RNG to have a hand cannon to drop. Well, all right, but again, D1, we didn't have static rolls. So now, actually, I think it was pretty easy to get the right site, because I think the best site for the Palindrome was always on the last node, because I think it was the only choice, or one of the best. But either way, it's like, what site do you want? Well, that's one layer of RNG. Oh, that first perk? Which one did you want? Oh, that's a layer of RNG. Oh, you wanted rifled barrel? Well, that's an entirely different layer of RNG. Oh, how about that last perk? Oh, that's another layer of RNG. I mean, it's so many, it's like a 1 in 4 chance for this, a 1 in 5 chance for this, a 1 in 12 chance just to get the weapon to drop. If you even get a legendary drop at all. So I kind of like the Masterwork grind because it's a very simple RNG. Because it's, you're getting a legendary. Okay, is it a Masterwork? Yes or no? Like I said, it's very simple, and that's why actually, they may be rarer, but I actually do kind of like grinding for Masterworks a little more. Because again, if you're getting a specific thing, it's always the same drop. It's like you can tell the identity of a gun just by what it has on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I still like yeah, like I said, I did not enjoy how few guns there were at first. But I'm pretty well over it for the most part now. Because again, these guns have identities. And, there may not have been a grind for weapons, but at the same time, you spend time designing a thing. Like a statue, let's say. And you make 25 statues. You want people to find and get these 25 statues. So let's are you going to Easter egg hunt, hide them? To where people may not find them? Or are you just going to sell them? So, it comes to that, and the fact that, yeah, legendary weapons aren't a huge grind, but at the same time, these are somebody's babies. Somebody spent a lot of time, or maybe a little time, designing these weapons. And they want you to be able to have them in their hands. Which is why I've understood, it's like, okay, yeah, now you can get a weapon from a vendor again. And, abilities here, there, and yonder. So yeah, I didn't mind there not being such a grind.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've made an important half step between rarities with Masterworks, and there's your grind. Because you can tweak it a little bit, you can customize it a bit. Nothing too major to actually break anything, but you can still have, between your shader, between what kill counter you have, and now between what Masterwork stat a weapon has, gives you an extra layer to separate from someone else's weapon. And I really can't think of how they can really further, because they're even talking about, as Masterworks is dropped, they're talking about, this is just, initial. They're going to be tweaking it. It's like, what are they going to tweak? It's like they're not going to give us more stats.
No.
Because that's going to be dumb. That would kind of cancel out, a fixed roll system. Sort of. Masterworks kind of pushes that envelope, but not too harshly. Because, +5 to stability isn't a lot. it's almost not noticeable. These plus 10s, on the other hand, well, except for, like I said, all right, a lot of these plus 10 to range, or actually it's plus 5 to range on most things. Yeah, a lot of these you can tell the more meaningful stat changes because they're the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. It's like an extra 10 to handling. Ooh, that's like milliseconds that you can like scope in or switch a weapon. Oh, an extra 10 to reload. Again, like milliseconds that is shaved off your reload time. It's not huge, but it can still help. And sometimes you cross the threshold where it becomes a little more noticeable, like the reload speed on the scale lock. I could kind of tell. Because, like I said, there was a certain like threshold it crossed. Now, I'm not saying like stats or threshold numbers. It's just the perception
it's a feel thing.
Yeah. The perception of how things go. But yeah. So I mean, that and Masterwork armors. Jesus, what like bonus are they going to give Masterwork armors other than like that's crazy.
Maybe they might do deflection. Like add to the resilience. I don't know what they do really.
Because it's, like I said, because they said the bonus like making orbs is like, yeah, but I mean, if all they do to Masterwork armor is let you change what they are and what like perks they give or what stats they give you, I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah.
But chances are like that's probably not what they're going to settle for. I see Lazarus being kind of surprised that people still have an issue with Eververse. That's been since launch.
That'll never ever go away.
Yeah, I mean, people's issue with I don't like how certain things turned out in the Dawning, but I still don't have an issue with Eververse because everyone's had an issue with Eververse since it launched, like in the beginning. Oh, it did. Taken King, it launched in? Yeah.
Was it with TTK?
I think so. Because it definitely wasn't House of Wolves.
No.
It was sometime, if not TTK launch, it was sometime there.
House of Wolves was another thing for people to be mad about. We didn't have a raid.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. Technically, we still didn't get a raid. We got a raid layer, which is a raid-like... it's a raid activity.
It's diet raid.
Which is exactly what they said about Prison of Elders. Mm-hmm. It's a raid-like activity. But oh yeah, and a lot of people are getting on to Bungie about the fact that a lot of things are quote unquote broken. It's like, oh, a thing came out and a super's glitched. Oh, you mean like TTK? Infinite Hammers? Anybody remember that nightmare?
Remember the old glitch where the shadow shot? Remember that one?
Yeah, Infinite Tethers.
Infinite Tethers.
That they had to disable a node for like a month to get that fixed. I mean, things have always slipped through the cracks. And I don't know, I can't say like it's been that hard because Nova Bomb glitch and Mayhem. Somebody overlooked that, but at the same time, somebody just had the settings right in order to figure that out.
Yeah, it wasn't like everyone could do it.
Yeah, and I mean, and even then, like I said, it's glitched in a way that doesn't even count it as a super kill. So I mean, it's hard to fight against, yes, but you still lose. Like using this glitch, you can actually still lose, even with chunking Nova Bombs for 15 minutes or 10 minutes straight. You still lose. But 3 of Coins, which people are supposedly saying are entirely busted. But the only place they don't work is Heroic Strikes. Bungie has mentioned it's like they get 3 coins gives you a 50% increased chance at an exotic engram for 4 hours. 50% increase. That's not a lot. But it's busted for Heroic Strikes, and that's like it. It works for everything else, but it's busted for Heroic Strikes.
Okay.
All right. I mean, it's busted in one thing, and it's the new thing at that. So, all right. I mean, still kind of sucks, but 3 coins was probably like a rushed project anyway, just to get it out in time for the most recent thing, which I don't know. And then, okay, I don't know what's up with Zers Engram because it's worked for me. So I can't see like people getting a little miffed about it, but at the same time, it's like,
here's what I don't. I've seen a couple of videos that people put, and it's like always really Zer or something like that. And what it is they see that the weapon is like, we'll use the fucking I don't know, we'll just say the Orpheus rig, right? For a hunter. And you don't have the Orpheus rig, and it must have slipped your mind. Now, would you rather spend 23 shards and just buy it flat out? Or would you go, first things first, I'm just going to get this engram, and maybe on the slight chance that it will roll the Orpheus rig? Because I'm just going to be honest with you, life is always going to kick you in the nuts.
Yeah. It's like things are going to happen. Like people, guess what? Testers aren't perfect.
Nope.
Oh.
Not only that, but how are they supposed to know what you have in your account? You're supposed to know what you have. Like I know I'm not going to open the damn engram with my my hunter because I have I don't have a whole lot of hunter exotics.
Right.
I know if I open it with my Titan, I'll probably get the colony.
Yeah, so,
I have all the armors.
I mean, and that's why I opened it on my Titan because even though I had two weapons available to get, there was one piece I wanted on my. I mean, if I wanted a guaranteed weapon, I would have opened it on my hunter, or maybe at the possible, or actually, I'm kind of hoping it wouldn't. But I mean, it may have been possible I would have gotten a duplicate armor piece rather than a new weapon. I doubt it's going to work that way, but maybe.
I don't know. I think they said those don't dupe, right?
I mean, no. Well, Zer's not supposed to dupe, yes, but at the same time, there have been people getting duplicates out of Zer's engram, faded engram. I don't know the situation behind it because I don't follow a lot of Destiny YouTube people. I mean, surprise, surprise.
I'm gonna say that sounds like shenanigans to me.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've opened like 2 of them. They've both given me new things. That's all I know. Because I haven't seen like any evidence of it happening. I haven't really heard about the rumblings. Mm-hmm. I've just heard like these minor rumblings. It's like a couple people's like, "Oh, I got a duplicate from Zer's engram. What's going on?"
No, you didn't.
And it's like, I mean, do you not realize you might have everything, and maybe the faded engram doesn't lock out?
Yeah, if you have everything, then you're going to get a dupe. Obviously.
I mean, like maybe that's the. Like I'm starting kind of wondering, but at the same time, like I said, I don't know because I don't follow a lot of Destiny people. I don't advise anybody to follow a lot of Destiny people. It's not because the community they can be whiny little punks at times, which a lot of them can be. Mm. I mean, okay, for a lot of them, it's not the fact that they stay whiny little punks. It's just the fact that they tend to over dramatize. They're drama queens. I mean, it's kind of their job. They're in entertainment, so I mean, they overreact to certain issues, maybe. But
Possible.
At the same, yeah. I mean, there's that possibility. But it's just the fact that I like watched like I think it was like I watched like a couple videos on how to like farming things for the Dawning. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the glitch where you can put the rare Dustlight crystal.
Yeah.
Where if you collect one, you can put it in your vault and then take it back out and it auto completes.
Just for the blue ones, though, not the green ones, not the commons.
Yeah. It's blues. Which I did that because getting blues can be harsh from planetary materials.
It's a 25% chance when you.
Yeah. So I mean, that's even at first. Then you have to talk about the anti
the lockout.
Yeah, you got the lockout system, which, like I said, I understand like them implementing that, like in the beginning, and even now, it's cool. But yeah, it just makes things harsh. So it's like, yep, I'm just there. I already, thanks to Ishtar Commander, I knew there was cheese out, so it's like, yep, I got that. Let me find one, and then I'm going to the tower. But so yeah, I did that, and I noticed for a lot of Destiny like daily news coverage people, those are only like 3-minute videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watch gaming people on YouTube, and like the people I enjoy watching put out like 20, 30-minute videos, like at a pop.
Like bless you.
Well, I mean,
yeah. That's just one of the Destiny people that I pulled off the top of my head. I actually watch a lot of them. There's just something. The guy is so positive, even when everything is negative.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but I know, yeah, he's a great guy, and but I mean, it's these people I need to really track down, like like True Vanguard, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, he's had things come out about, you know, certain things and this, that, or the other, and you know, his breaking down of like what was it? Oh yeah, high caliber rounds. That was True Vanguard, right? Fallout, my bad. Both of those. That was the other guy I was trying to think of. Both True Vanguard and Fallout are like, they're real people. They don't really over dramatize anything. Real dudes.
Mm-hmm.
If they like something, they're going to tell you they like it. If they don't, I don't like it. I mean, they don't really over dramatize things like a lot of, you know, Destiny tubers might and do. Not calling names, but you know, they're out there.
I'm gonna ask after we get done recording.
Oh no!
I think I know who you're talking about, but I just want to make sure.
Oh, like I'm not talking about like there's no specifics in mind.
Oh, okay.
It's just, you know, some of them do. Some of them don't. You know.
Some of them do.
Some of them really do. And then some that even, I mean, because it's no secret, like, if you follow Datto, he's had some annoyances with Bungie here recently, and, like, he hasn't been a huge fan of a lot of the content. But at the same time, you know, he's again one of those that really doesn't over dramatize things. He just kind of, you know, it's a thing. He's like, I'm getting kind of tired of this, and like that's like over dramatizing for him, which, you know, kudos. So I mean, you know, yeah, but you know, when I see okay, I actually might be talking about somebody specifically.
Yeah. But I say, from what you're saying, I think I know who you're talking about, but I just want.
It's possible.
But you're tiptoeing through the tulips very, very well without saying names. But
at first, I didn't really have anyone in mind, but yeah, there might be one. I mean, like I said, no shade, but at the same time, it's like, why you gotta be so dramatic about stuff?
Drama sells video. Drama gets clicks, man.
I know, I mean, but it's dumb. It's like, that's because, I mean, a lot of people have said, like, you know, the Destiny subreddit is becoming like a really harsh place to be around.
Really? Because
it's not only because of the overwhelming negativity, but I mean, it's a warning that I have to give, like, that I wanted to kind of give, like, a lot of people. And the fact that, like, well, as D just said, you know, just be excellent to one another. Because what really does not help a community, not only is the very drastic negative comments, but those comments only really spawn when they're being pushed by people that are trying to be overwhelming positive to, like, counteract their negative. Because apparently that's, like, one thing that's kind of flooding the Destiny Reddit is, you know, oh, this game is horrible because of blank. And then all of a sudden people, like, more people feel like they need to post something like, oh, well, here's why you need to love this game. And it becomes like this, it basically becomes like this little war that people are fighting. It's like, you know, you're going to see my viewpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's this drastic, but I mean, It's kind of what started the Civil War. Two very different viewpoints clashed very hard for very long, and a war broke out. I mean, as far as what history books told me what happened. But I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say, people are going to start murdering each other because of, why are you still playing Destiny? Bam, bam. No.
The worst is people still play this game. God, yeah, that fucking comment lights me on. Like, when I go on YouTube, I'm not saying, like, I'm a content creator because I have, like, 7 videos on YouTube. I don't give a shit. But if I make a comment on YouTube, it's always positive. Because, like, I'll use Daddy Fat Snaps for an example. Like, the guy probably puts in a solid week of work on one video. If not longer. You know what I mean? And to be like, this sucks. Really? Really, dude? Come on. The guy put his time into it, his effort into it. Like, you just can't be like, oh, that's dope. Like, I'll always put positive comments because if I don't like it, instead of being like, sucks or, whatever the negative is, I'll just click off of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. Like, I just won't watch the damn thing. Like, oh, nope, don't agree. Or, like, if I see something that says, like, new Destiny 2 news, and then it's like, the Eververse is selling different stuff. I'm like, that's not news. That's clickbait. What are you doing? Okay. I get your move. Guess what? Guess what's going to happen? Yep, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean,
click off it, you lose a view.
Legitimately, I mean, following a lot of like Destiny people, like, not only do you get the same news, but if you actually keep up with Bungie, there's legitimately no reason to follow a lot of Destiny people. I mean, probably about 30% of this podcast even, you can, like, tune out and just, like, have us in the background because, like, at least the going over the news is, like, you probably keep up, you've heard. Here's the thing. I mean, we always try and, like, our opinions on it and our take of it and, like, how we feel about certain things because, I mean, you tune in to hear us talk, so we talk. We love you.
We talk for a long time.
Good God, do we?
Because apparently that's what we do. That's just what we're known for.
Talk. We're the guys who talk.
Yeah, when people are like, I did like a 2.5 hour podcast, people are like, oh, you did an RNG? Like, no, they weren't on, but they, hey, cool, thanks for the brand recognition. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I mean, you come to us because apparently, some people may consider us content creators because technically we sort of do. I mean, like I said, I talk about a video game for a few hours a day, or video games. Yeah. I mean, it's what I do.
I do this for free. I do this not on recording, so I might as well sometimes record it. That's how I look at it,
I know, right?
So
I mean, yeah. And so yeah, but like that's why I don't follow like a lot of Destiny people because I mean, yeah, it's like that, and there's a few that's like, oh yeah, daily Destiny videos, but legitimately, when it's off season,
it's off.
Those that like, even if they do somehow get daily, still, it's very loosely even like connected to Destiny, like loosely, like Ermagerd. But also there is some news, also like news apparently, like there's a possibility of things happening. I think I saw this on my Twitter feed, but there might have been a leak.
Are you talking about the not what was it? Nazareth?
Yeah. Because apparently somebody died.
They told the Reddit, which
well, yeah, exactly. See that we've mentioned before. Like usually the things, and then you see it also depends on like who and what and when, and so either way, like usually the things that vanish tend to kind of the rise of iron. That was a thing that got taken down. Rise of Iron happened.
It did get taken down, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. The poster?
Yeah.
Also? Yeah. A lot of people said it was Photoshopped. Come to find out, no, it wasn't. And then there was another thing. What was it called? It was like Hope of something. Like the Destiny 2 like was supposed to have it was supposed to be like Destiny Hope of something. Oh no, the Forge of Hope. That's right. That's what Destiny 2 was going to be called. But then a developer came up with like Forge of Nope.
Yeah.
It didn't get taken down. It got made fun of. So, there's usually a thing. So apparently, the only thing I don't like about this one article I found is it calls Destiny an MMO. No.
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 I don't think you know. I think you think it means something it doesn't mean.
I know, right? Yeah, according to the data miners, it's going to bring us another moon of Saturn, the Enceladus.
Yeah.
Enceladus, whatever. However you
I wouldn't
pronounce that
say
moon.
Enceladus, but it's probably Enceladus.
I've never heard of this moon of Saturn because it's like what 30, something like that.
That's a shit ton.
Or is that Jupiter that has a lot? Either way, giant planets have a lot of moons. Forget that noise. Let's see. And apparently it's like the enemy is going to be the Heralds of Nezarec.
Should sound familiar because of Nazarek's sin.
Yeah. The Nezarec sin, which is literally our only lore piece about Nezarec. That's it. Like that's all. That's our lore piece and like story for like Nezarec. The expansion will be called the Heralds of Nezarec, which is weird because it has a one emblem. So, But according to the data mine, there'll be the new expansion will house 3 new strikes as well as 10 new story missions. Will actually be more than Curse of Osiris. Because I think that's 6
story missions.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6.
And then like 2 of those were actually strikes.
Yeah, we're hidden strikes.
So
they were undercover strikes.
If this is 3, either way, it's definitely going to be a little longer. Not much longer, but a little longer than Curse. So what was in Enceladus? According to the report, a ship crashes into a frozen wasteland and will land players among brand new enemies, the Frames and Heralds, as well as the big bad, the Nezarec. And you can't fight a new evil without some epic backup. And apparently that's where the notorious gunslinger Anna Bray and Warmind Rasputin come in.
But with Frames, they would have to be a war mine, right?
Possibly. Maybe. Who knows? Because then again, like I said, I don't know. Nobody knows who Nezarec really is, other than the one Nezarec sin lore piece that we have. So but it is true. Anna Bray's character has been a huge tease for Bungie.
For those of you who
Here,
don't
there, and
remember,
yonder.
Anna Bray is the hunter that when she shot her golden gun, she would leave pools of light.
Yeah, if that's a person we can also meet. We met Osiris, which is a thing. Mm-hmm. We kind of met Saint 14, which is another thing. It was really cool, but yeah. Yeah, and that's apparently the information. That is coming out about it. Apparently, no one knows what these heralds are, and if these frames are actual frames, like the frames in the tower and the frames that Shaxx used, which is the red jacks.
I'm tired of sweeping up your goddamn messes. Fix it yourself.
It's it'll be interesting, sure. At the very least, if that is even the case. Like I said, this is data mined information, which in the past, the data mined information hasn't been entirely accurate because it did show a raid at the reef. Because they had a placeholder. It's if we have a raid, it'll be here. Mm-hmm. They ended up not having a raid. And, the developer said, it kind of came pretty early that there wasn't really going to be a raid. So, that was the thing. But, of course, that was also part of the controversy that I don't think people remember is the fact that Bungie would lock out and like literally shave parts of the game from the game for DLC. Which one of those things was oh crap, what was it? Because there was a bunch of controversy. Oh, well, one thing that they definitely did admit to was, Queen's Wrath became like kind of the core of House of Wolves.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And then Trials of Osiris, there were weapons for Trials and mentionings of Trials of Osiris, because also the Fate of All Fools apparently was data mined to have its exotic mentor missive to be involving Trials. So Trials was apparently... So, I mean, like a lot of this, and then, there was map markers for certain missions and, like, raids and crap, and, people, of course, it's still the great DLC controversy that they're just not finishing a game and taking parts of it and selling it off for more revenue, which is incredibly narrow-minded viewpoint. Because, I mean, we've seen games, like, literally not be finished. Sort of. At least not working. Like, Ubisoft. Like, Assassin's Creed Unity. That was a huge one. That, it just wasn't really playable that well when it first launched. And Ubisoft was like, here's a game for free. We're sorry.
Our bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that was the case. You see, I think what really started this conversation, like literally cutting like things off disc, was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which was made by Capcom. People literally found the DLC that you had to pay for was literally on the disc.
Wow, from...
No, it was...
Checking.
Yeah, it was literally on the disc. You actually didn't download anything when you bought the DLC. You only activated it when you bought the DLC.
Oh, I'm sure that didn't end well.
No, it killed the game. It literally like killed the game, because there was a few like unfair like in that game, but like there's a lot of people that said if it really wasn't for that controversy, that game probably would have still done okay. But it like killed like the competitive and like even casual aspect of Tekken Cross Street Fighter, and it just did horribly. And even to the effect of we still haven't seen the Tekken Cross Street Fighter, because both of those companies were supposed to come out with their own crossover game. Well, Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out, but like I said, Tekken Cross Street Fighter disappeared. So yeah, so I mean that just had a horrible effect, and like I said, I think after that, like, it's become easy for people to just like, oh, it's just on the disc. But here's a secret about Bungie games: you're downloading a very large chunk of information. This is not on disc. And if you really know, I don't know a lot about development, but that just doesn't seem like a wise idea to me.
Nope, does not seem like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, then you would actually think, like, if they did literally cut it off of the main game, it would have a little more testing and such involved, like a little more polish to be able to put into it. Like, maybe Curse of Osiris would have been a little bigger if this was literally something they had cooked up. Like, also, legitimately, D2 Vanilla would have been if they actually had time to develop other things alongside and just cut it out. You don't think there'd be a lot more systems in D2? I mean, come on. It's like legitimately. I don't know. But that's, again, opinions, and they run rampant.
They're also like assholes. There's no good ones, and everybody has one.
Yes.
I think that's the quote. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah, something like that. But either way, it's. I mean, it's tragic that that the gaming community in general just like can't really enjoy games, which is just tragic. Because I mean, you can't enjoy games while you're playing video games.
Yeah. If you can't enjoy it, why play it?
I know, right? It's like Paladins. I'm gonna log on that crap, and because I'm finally done with like D2. Like I said, like there wasn't a lot to do for Curse of Osiris. or at least campaign wise. Yeah, there was not a lot to do, but the crap after it, my god.
Oh yeah, they might have gave you a lot.
With Masterworks that came out and the Lost Prophecy weapons, it's like the campaign is not where Curse of Osiris shines.
Nope, not where the bones are at all.
Yeah, but everything else, oh my god, the end game does feel a lot better. I still haven't tried the raid layer, but like a lot of the end game stuff, I made mention just this past week that I wanted strike specific loot back, but I kind of realized it while I was speaking, but I realized I answered my own question. There is strike specific loot in D2. It's the Vanguard stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only way you can get Vanguard items is by doing strikes and getting Vanguard Tactician tokens. You get those tokens, and you get Vanguard stuff. Mm-hmm. But why do we not think it's strike-specific loot?
Because it doesn't drop in the strike.
Well, but that's the thing. It drops only because of strikes. Like, with this system, Vanguard stuff is your strike-specific loot.
Oh, yeah.
But it's because we're used to Vanguards not being... We're used to Vanguards being from, anything PvE. Mm-hmm. But that's shifted in D2. Anything PvE is now the planets. Each planet now has their own vendor, but that's what the Vanguard stuff was in D1. You just run around and do stuff on the planets, and that's what the Vanguard Quartermaster was for, was your general PvE crap. But now, each planet has their own PvE vendor. And that's why we don't really think of the Vanguard stuff as strike-specific, because we don't think of the planets being the old Vanguard replacement. At least I feel. Because I certainly didn't until, like I said, I came out with... I kind of had it from last week, but then I started thinking about it, and it's like, oh, hey. I would still legitimately love more enemy-themed weapons. That's still on the top of my list. But yeah, we actually do have strike-specific loot. It's not connected to the strikes per se, but it's a reshifting and a repurposing of the Vanguard loot. And I'm okay with that now. Because again, you had to realize it's instead of a Vanguard Quartermaster, we now have 4 planetary vendors, each with their own weapons. 5 now. But then again, the Lost Prophecies apparently only show up... the Lost Prophecies are the planetary weapons.
Yeah.
And they show up... I've heard they show up after you finish them all. They start showing up in packets, possibly. From Mercury.
Okay.
I've heard. I don't know. I have not confirmed, because someone messaged one of the people and was like, I accidentally deleted the scout rifle. It's dumb, but is there a way to get it back? And someone made mention that when you finish prophecies, they become part of Brother Vance's engram pool.
Actually, you know what? I have 2 garden prophecies. So I think what happened was when it was the flashpoint. Because that gear drops from flashpoints.
Yeah. So that could be from flashpoints then, instead of in his engram pool.
Yeah.
So that
K drops whatever is the flashpoint. He drops from wherever that is. So that might be what it was.
Yeah. So that's makes more sense, because I actually ended up getting an armor piece from everything, I think. But yeah. Yeah, but once I've like I said, once I thought about it that way, it made more sense. But I had to think about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, we're used to the Vanguard just being general PvE, but now it's not. And I would love if we could get in-game Lost Prophecy style weapons for every planet.
Oh God.
And like I said, if they were enemy themed at that point in time, maybe Earth's Cabal, or the EDZ's Cabal themed weapons, and Arcology is Hive themed weapons, even though everyone would hate it because we've had it so often, which is not wrong.
Or Titan would be
something.
the Oncology themed weapons. The actual they'd have to go deep into what they did. Instead of being hive themed, they could be, using the liquid nitrogen.
Actually, yeah. I mean, that's true too, but because all the time, like, one of my thoughts is, like, if EDZ could have more, like, handmade different weapons.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That would be amazing, too. Because, I mean, apparently, like, some of them, like, apparently, I think it's Skatelock, has that aesthetic. And then there's a couple of new legendaries. Yeah, well, yeah, Lincoln Green has that. And it's like a couple of new legendaries have that aesthetic and are actually being quoted as being made by Devrim. I think it's New City is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
The Belfry Bounty sniper rifle is listed as being made by him. And like I said, they have that same aesthetics. Like, I agree with one thing that Mercury said. If we could have gotten a little more personality out of the planetary pools, basically, I think they would have ended up being, like, better in the long run. Because right now, all the planetary pools, like, most of them are foundry weapons. And then some of them are, like, I mean, like, a lot of EDZ right now does, like, fit that aesthetic of just handmade weaponry.
Yeah.
But then you get to, like, Sloan in the Arcology, which gives you Suros weapons. Failsafe on Nessus are Omelon weapons. Asher's Viced weapons. And that's, like, it. So I feel like those could have probably been put, like, instead of being made specific, maybe, like I said, enemy specific. Even would be, like, really cool, because there's a lot of Taken on IO, like, maybe, like, a little resurgence, kind of like how the Prophecy weapons are a mixture of, like, Vex and, like, Guardian technology.
Yeah.
I mean, considering Asher is part Vex kind of right now, maybe he could have had his own brand of, like, hybridized weaponry.
See, I was thinking for IO it would be, like, the Gypsum Knight, how they have, like, that bone type aesthetic.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, they're like retro, like,
yeah.
They're kind of like that retro futuristic feel.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Lost Arcology is like their armor is like literally like space themed. I think the Lost Pacific stuff is like literally like astronaut like inspired armor pieces, and then like I said, Jensen has that look of like something you'd see out of like Star Trek or Aliens or something, like the older sci-fi movies, maybe. Go at least because even the musical flavor reminds me of that. Then of course Ness is like our new like fallen nest, because a lot of things that happen there are fallen related. So I mean, like I said, there seems like there could have been a little more customization there. Like maybe not even the weapons themselves really had to change much, but just their aesthetic could have been tweaked to match a theme better. But that is really neither here nor there, because again, all I really want is just more uniquely themed weapons. Would be really cool. Like that would be cool. Because Lost Prophecy just really does scratch that itch. They're a good grind. They're like super unique. I mean, and they're good. So I mean,
they're good. They're just good.
There's a lot of them that are really good. I mean, I was like, if you're going to use a burst fire sidearm, use Traveler's Judgment because it's amazeballs. Even the 600 RPM, like, I don't think Mercules really mentioned. I don't think he was like fully on board with it, but I like that thing. I super like that thing because, yeah, it doesn't have the best stability. Like when you start firing, but by God, you get a few hits into someone and you can actually just like start hip firing and still have almost perfect accuracy because of that stability. It's like really nice.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm having a good time. Like Remember when we first started talking about when we heard fixed roles and we were like, "This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad."
Well, y'all were. I was looking forward to it.
I like this. I like it more now. I do.
Oh, yeah.
Really, I really do. I really like it. As
Like I
much
said,
as I'm like, oh, it doesn't have the randomness. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever. I can.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be
it
fine.
doesn't. And like the inane grinds that were part one, they're just, it's not necessary anymore. And like I said, a lot of people have come to miss that because it became like the chase for a gun, and it's like,
Really?
all right, that's fine. I mean, if you really want like a chase for a gun, or like a chase for like a piece of a thing, I mean, they can definitely start rewarding you more like, an MMO. Because I mean, in Final Fantasy XIV, when you run a dungeon, which is like the equivalent of a strike, I mean, there's only like 4 chests. And it doesn't drop a thing for every body. It drops a thing. And if it's not a thing for anyone that's in there, well, I mean, that's just too bad. You have to run it again if you're looking for something specific. So, I mean, if you really want that kind of grind, I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I'm going to say 90% of this community would absolutely detest that.
They would lose their minds.
Like, seriously, like, oh, here's a chest. Oh, it's a thing for a warlock. There's not even a warlock running this strike. And then you have the effect of how are they going to handle the loot system then? Because in 14, there's a rolling system. And you have to mark the item as either you need, which means you can only click on need if you are that class that the item fits on. Or you roll greed.
Oh, we
Or,
take it.
yeah, and you just take them just because. Or you just give up your claim to it.
Mm-hmm.
And a greed will never beat a need roll. But, I mean, if there's nobody there that needs it, then, I mean, it goes to one person is the essential thing. And like I said, there's like 4 loot drops in a dungeon. Or in some dungeons. I mean, sometimes they're harder to find. Sometimes they're secret ones. I mean, so, I mean, if y'all want that kind of like grind, like a lot of people's like, I want that MMO grind. It's like, hey, trust me. The loot drops,
You don't want this.
they're not bad. It's like, yeah, it can take some effort to get a legendary, but at least everyone gets something.
I mean, that would basically be like you run the raid and say the auto rifle drops.
Oh yeah.
Someone, yeah.
One person out of 6 people get an auto rifle.
Everybody else gets tokens.
Nothing. Not even tokens. Like for a true MMO type deal,
Yeah, that's it.
everybody
You're right.
gets
one and done.
nothing.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's say you're running Leviathan and there's 4 reward points, I'd say. Because there's dogs, there's gauntlet, there's baths, and then there's callus. Yeah, so there's like 4 major reward points. And of course, and then opening the doors, that's 5. So yeah, so that means out of every raid you do, one person is pretty much guaranteed not to get something.
Mm-hmm.
Like at all. Because there's like at most 5 reward points. There's 6 people that run a raid. If that's the kind of grind you guys want, I mean, Bungie could. But then again, not enough to actually do that.
Bungie could, Bungie don't.
Yeah, I mean, they legitimately could, but like I said, they're not that dumb. Because that's not a system that works well. Now, people that come from Borderlands and start complaining about this loot system, I mean, I can feel that because, I mean, visually, Borderlands gives you a lot of loot. You know what Borderlands doesn't give you? A lot of meaningful loot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still kind of a grind. Because, yeah, bosses, when you beat one, yeah, they can give you a lot of weapons to drop. Too bad 80% of them are white or blue or basically something you don't even want to pick up because it's going to clutter your inventory, and whatever purple it is, even though your chances are you're still not going to use it, it's just selling material. That's why legitimately I could not tolerate. I watched a review of Warframe. And I'm starting to not tolerate these people reviewing Warframe. Because they make a lot of, like, broad, generalizing statements.
Mm-hmm.
And they're missing like so many points that I don't understand why so many people are okay with Warframe. I mean, there's no loot boxes, true, and there's no like randomized pay to win at ratios, but at the same time, it's like, why are people not acknowledging like a lot of the faults? Because this reviewer literally goes on to mention, it's like, you know, the loot system in Warframe makes it feel like you don't have to pay for anything. It's like, excuse me? I'm sorry, I played that game for quite a few hours, and at least when it comes to a Kubro egg,
oh yeah,
I wanted to buy it because I didn't even know what planet the crap I needed dropped from because I wasn't there yet. And they give you you can start the Kubro quest at like level 5 or something.
Yeah.
Not literally level 5, but it's very early. And it's like, that doesn't make you want to... I mean, it made me. I mean, it did. I considered it. I still didn't. I still had the Kubro quest. But, yeah, and they're like, oh, and the Warframes themselves, like, you can grind for each and every one of them, which is a very true statement. Very true. I'm not going to deny the fact that, yeah, anything that is in the game, yes, you can grind for it. Like, I won't even, like, down-talk the waiting system on the Forge, because even that's not too horrible. They could have done a lot worse with that.
yeah.
Because it's what, like 3 days for waiting for, like, a Prime frame? If you forge one, like 3 or 4 days? Like 3 days?
It's 24 hours for the parts, for each part, and I think it's 3 days for I think it's 3 days for a base frame and 5 days for a prime.
Okay, well, see, that's not too horrible, because, I mean, primes are more powerful. Mm-hmm. They're more adaptable, and so, I mean, that's not even full, really, when you talk, like we mentioned before, go to, like, Clash of Clans, and you get, like, mid-leveled, and you're starting to wait, like, 3 days on, like, a gold mine that you need, and it's like, screw this game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's not even horrible. Because, I mean, that and primes are, like, very, very decent grinds. But it comes down, it's like, yeah, you can own any frame you want. You just have to grind for it. Except the fact that you have to pay for a slot, or else you have to dismantle a whole other frame that you may or may not like. I mean, that's like a kind of a glaring spot for me. It's like, yes, you can grind for anything, but if you're like actually dedicated to not pay for anything in the game, well, then you better have like a top 3 at all times of your favorite frames, because that's about all you're keeping anyway.
Yep, you gotta get rid of one.
So, I mean, and that's just a point that, like, nobody covers. And, like, it's cool if you don't feel like a need to pay for anything in the game. All right, that's fine, but at the same time, you're not, if you're, like, actually playing a free route, you're not actually free to choose what you want.
Mm-mm.
You are restricted in what you can and cannot do. And yes, it is a point of annoyance for me that, like, everything in the market, possibly every material, every weapon, warframe, whatever, it has a price tag on it, and you can get it automatically. And for, like, weapons and warframes, like I said, that's to, like, extend your character slots, and you get a free character slot whenever you buy a warframe with platinum, or a free weapon slot if you buy a weapon with platinum. Otherwise, like I said, you have to keep a very... You want to complain about Destiny Vault Space? Imagine death, and then you can only keep 3 weapons. Or you could pay like $5 and get to keep an extra piece.
You get 2 if you buy one. If you buy slots.
Oh, okay. So it's 2 slots. All right.
It's 2 slots for like plat, or something, or 10 plat, something like that.
That's not awful, but you know, still. Because I know the platinum conversion. The thing the thing that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth, it always has in Warframe, is the price of the frames. That's like, because it's like what? I think you have to buy like $30 worth of platinum to buy a Warframe.
It's 15. It depends on the frame too.
I know. There's like
base
some
frames, the ones that you can start with are like 80 plat, which you start with like 250. Or something
but
like that. But
at the same time, it's like most of the Warframes fall at this weird number of platinum that you can't actually buy like one pack. You can't buy an appropriate platinum. to buy a Warframe. You actually have to get extra platinum from a package up to get a Warframe. Like, I forget how much it was.
But you can also earn platinum yourself. Like
yeah, but that's...
For this, when people are like, oh, we should allow trading, I can see how trading can go wrong, because there's some guys that ask for like 100 platinum for a Warframe part, and you're like, that's like $8. You know what I mean? Or whatever. It's not. I don't have the right math in my head. I think it's 400 for 20 bucks. 400 plat for 20 bucks, and you can buy. I want to say you can buy 2 frames for 20, if you had the right deal or the right amount. Like, if you didn't spend the platinum you started with, and then you bought $20 worth, you could buy 2 frames.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like an awkward amount for. I mean, They know full well what they're doing with that. They know full well, and that like I said, that's one thing. Because also, it's not even really. All right, fighting games have like standardized pretty much like the cost of an additional character in a game, and we're talking about pretty much the same amount of time probably that goes into making a Warframe is about how much time it makes to make a character, just period. Actually, I don't even know Paladin's rates for like crystals when it comes to like a character now. Crap.
I don't know.
Because that might be something like they may not have even done that well. But then again, you can buy a character like from gold, which is another hefty grind. But either way, like it's like $20 and you can get one. Like I said, depending upon things, you can get 2 for $20, depending on how you finagle things. 2 characters essentially for $20. You know how much a fighting game charges per character? $4.99. And you get a character. Mostly. It might be $5.99, maybe $6.99. But either way, it's under $10 and you get an entire character.
You know, it's funny, Des, now I'm looking. I actually booted up Warframe to see. Alright, let's say, for an example, I'm going to take an Aros. A Naros is 225 plat. Okay?
Okay, that's not bad.
Now let's just see if I could buy get platinum. Fine, I'll launch the store. I don't care. So 225 is the right.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, PlayStation. Anytime. Of course, when we want to do something like this, is when PlayStation Store is like, nah.
You don't really want to do that.
Okay, so they have they have Platinum on sale now.
Oh yeah. Right now, Platinum is actually on sale, and it's like 20% off.
Okay, it's 35%. It's 35% max. Okay, so they have a starter pack now, which looks pretty awesome. 75 Platinum is $5. I'm giving base prices here.
Yeah.
170 Platinum is $10, and 370 Platinum is $20.
You see, and a Warframe, like, because that Warframe is actually relatively cheaper. I mean, it's kind of probably in the middle, actually. But either way, but that's the thing, because in order to get the platinum you needed, you have to spend over. You have to get additional platinum. Because, yeah, it goes from 170 to 370. It's like, that's a thing I have an issue with. Because, I mean, I didn't know about the history of Warframe. It's a miracle the game even came out, because this was a studio that's usually piggybacked onto other studios.
Oh, God.
It's like,
oh my God, I didn't even see these. Hold on one second. Don't mean to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
They have 1,000 platinum, a pack of rare mods for $50.
Yeah.
2,100 platinum and 2 packs of rare mods for $100. And for $150, it's 3,210 platinum and 3 rare mods. A 3-pack of rare mods. Okay.
Yeah, rare mods. Now, the thing, you can't buy mods. So, I mean, how is this not a pay-to-win aspect, though? I mean, yeah, you still have to put experience on them, but if you have money, Warframe is your oyster if you have, like, disposable cash.
Also, they give, I just got they give daily logins.
Oh, yeah.
And I got one for, what was it, 75% off. which is the only time I spend money in Warframes.
But that's how they get you, though. It's a game that, trust me, with these prices, it's paid for a long time. Like, development of this game is paid for a long time. Okay, they're not super nukes over, but still, I mean, it's when every time you come out with a frame and you're charging $60, which is a game price, for like access to this new frame's accessories, not even the frame itself or the prime itself, you have to pay $80 for that, which again is about an average price of a game, and you get a prime character and a couple. Okay, it's like. Okay, that's like legitimately a character in this game, is to get the access pack of a prime. Like, but that's my... But going back to the history, like, these devs were people that, they, like, helped other... they were like a support dev team, basically. Because they helped a lot, and, like, multiplayers for, like... They did some help with Unreal Tournament. Mm-hmm. Like some of the Unreal Tournament series they helped with, they basically just helped with a lot of games. And Warframe was like their passion project that they wanted to come out with, but like its original name, it got retooled into a completely different game. But yeah, so they decided to come out with Warframe themselves without, they're their own publisher now. And that's why the model that they're working on, a free-to-play game with everything else being viable, that's why it's that way. Because they wanted to come out. So, I mean, the work they've done has been immaculate, and, I mean, for them to break out as their own publisher and, like, full-time developer of this game, it's like, it's definitely a point of respect to that. It's just, like I said, their pricing schemes, I just can't get behind that. And I've said it a few times, and I'm not going to run into the ground, but praising this game for what it has done is perfectly fine to me, but go on and say that there is absolutely no pressure to pay for this game, that's their only source of revenue, is to sell these things. They have to pressure you in some way to pay for this game. And whether you feel it or not, I mean, if, like I said, if you actually feel like you can go through this game and you're satisfied with Warframe as a completely free experience, props to you.
Yeah.
Like, massive props to you. Like, if you can keep it down
real, I definitely spent money in this game. Like, not even gonna lie. But
yeah, I mean, it's legitimately hard to do. Like, to find things that you really like, and you can just the knowledge that you can shortcut anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, that can pressure a lot of people. I mean, it almost has me. But then again, like I said, I still need materials for that Kubro egg. But yeah, I mean, it does boil down a lot to like personal preferences. But I mean, to say that there's absolutely no aspect of, oh, I wasn't pressured into paying for anything in this game. Like I said, if that's true, kudos. If you're getting paid to say that, shame on you.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but of course, then at the same time, also, make money where you can. I mean, I'm not gonna get on to people for making money, but to be dishonest, like if it's not completely your opinion, then I don't see the point in it. But then again, I do have like a weird code of honor when it comes to crap like that. I mean,
see, from like I can say like, as if you want to play this game, if you want to play, we're talking about Warframe here. If you want to play Warframe completely free to play, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel you're gonna feel the temptation. Like, they make the temptation very obvious. It's definitely like, oh, you want. I mean,
and that's the thing, because at first you don't even know that you can spend platinum to buy any material in the game. That takes a little bit of digging. But once you find out, it's like it's ever present in your mind. Because it's like, oh, I can like spend... And like another point was like the fact that grinding bosses like always felt useful, because even if you didn't get what drop you're looking for, you can still get something that can sell pretty good from a boss. I'm sitting there going, excuse me? Like, again, I'm from an MMO grind. So I know the highs and lows of repetitively grinding a boss or anything. And it comes to a point that it doesn't matter if you're okay with like selling things, if you're actually like looking for a piece to change something in your loadout, and for like the 50th time in a row you're just getting something to sell, you're going to start feeling disappointed. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. You're looking to, change your power, then you're going to start getting disappointed. I mean, it's kind of natural. It just happens.
Yeah,
and like I said, I'm like, it's not that I'm getting onto him for having that opinion, because he hasn't grinded that much. And it's true. Like, you don't need like a heavy grind on a lot of things in Warframe. And that could be, a point. But at the same time, unless you're farming for something money, then getting something to make money when you're trying to change your power is not the way. Mm-hmm. That's literally like getting a pack of tokens instead of a weapon in Destiny's Raid. That is literally the same thing. Actually, not really, because you're not actually making money. You're just getting a chance at another drop. But anyway, the same like sensation. Like, people get dejected, even now, getting tokens from Leviathan, even though tokens are like an additional drop. But they actually, it's like, oh, it's tokens. Mm-hmm. And when you get a drop, and of course, that's a whole other thing, but digressing there. I mean, it's, like I said, it becomes a thing. You're going to get disappointed if you're not, eventually, if you're not getting what you're looking for, despite the carrot on, despite the secondary rewards. But yeah, that was, I said, I clicked on it. I thought it was going to actually be, for the most part, it was like impartial, but just these subtle things. It's like,
I mean, like I always say, man, different things. Certain people, some people like it, some people don't.
But like I said, the one thing that really that's starting to annoy me is, like I said, there's a lot of people giving a lot of love to Warframe right now, which is fair. Again, they struggled for a long time to get what they are. But then again, it has like these like really tightrope walking situations, like thin line walking situations that people are complaining about that don't even exist in Destiny. It's like, oh, pay to win. There's arguments that Warframe has a pretty pay to win mechanic.
Oh.
I mean, if you don't believe there are, that's fine. I mean, that's again, no, that's just a matter of. I mean, that's a matter of opinion.
I can tell you right now, I consider Warframe could be a pay to win game. The fact that I don't need to. I mean, yeah, you can unlock everything through gameplay. That's cool. They have the new frame that came out with this new update. You can unlock through a pretty hefty quest. I can just, because I make, let's just say I got a Christmas bonus and it was $1,000. It's not, I didn't get one, which would have been cool, company. You got $1,000, whatever. I can just get this new frame.
Yeah.
I could. It's mine. Thank you. Give it to me.
Yeah. Like one of our crap, I forget his name right now. Well, like one of our guests a bit ago said, though, I mean, you still have to play with the frame to get the XP on it, but you're getting a hefty jump start just by being able to outright pay for it.
That was Vandals, by the way.
Vandals. Okay, yeah, thank you. Like I said, his name just left me. I apologize. But which I mean, yeah, that, like I said, it's a thin line argument, because I did see some of his points, but I still hold close to some of my points, which I do agree. I mean, I feel Warframe is kind of a hefty pay-to-win mechanic, because it does remind me a lot of like these pay-to-win mobile games that, yeah, when you get bored at work at a factory back in the day, yeah, you used a lot of like stamina-based freaking tap this button to do a thing, even though you're not really doing a thing, it's just telling you you're doing a thing. Yeah. Like no graphics type deal, like minimal. You walk up to a monster and literally slash it once, like, oh, you got a thing. Like, thanks. Like, yeah, those were like great time wasters in the factory setting.
Yeah.
Pull out your phone real quick. It's like tap, tap, tap. Oh, load this real quick. All right, tap, tap, tap. But yeah, those were definitely pay to win. Oh, you can buy a thing to restore your stamina instantly. Oh, we have a weekly competition where the more stamina you have, the better off you are. literally pay to win. So yeah, if you had the money, you can fight more and attack more and get a higher score. If you didn't, good luck. And that's what Warframe does remind me of, and that's how it feels for me. But yeah, it's just so weird because that can be such a, like I said, at best, it's like a thin line type deal. But there's so many people that go to review it, and it's like, oh, this just doesn't exist. And it's like,
I think you think differently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to kick a dead horse. Like I said, I'm going to give credit where credit is due because Warframe does have some play. Mm-hmm. It has some incredible mobility that's like really, it's pretty in depth. Honestly, I mean, they have like different mobility. You can slide and then jump, and you're doing like this. I think they call it like bullet dive or whatever, and
bullet jump.
Yeah, and it's like, oh wow, this is great because like if you're mag, or no. Is it a mag passive or is it? I can't remember now. It might have been a mod.
Jump.
Yeah.
It's mag.
Like, yeah. So I mean,
I'm only saying because I'm playing as her. She's my new frame right now. So
I'm she's amazing.
Into her.
Yeah, I love like her aesthetic and her powers. But I mean, that's one thing. It's like it's hilarious because you're going in when you go into a defense mission with mag, and you start getting like just a lot of crap. Just like piling up. Mm-hmm. You just bullet jump, and then all of a sudden, like everything you need just comes into like tight little piles. Like, and it's just like really cool, like to use that as like utility. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff like that, and it's it's a thing. It's there. Like I said, the only thing I don't like, which understandably they probably made it hefty to start with, just to be able to make money, so they can continue to develop the game. And I'm not even going to get on to him about that because, like I said, make money where you can. And it's done an incredible thing for them. But why are your prices still exorbitant? I mean, if you're successful, because, I mean, come on. Like, unless you're, like, growing, like, exponentially, like, every time you add something to it, which, trust me, your game doesn't show that much growth. I mean...
They add new frames like they add new champions and paladins.
Yeah, which I mean, as we know, high res is a growing community too.
But you know what I have noticed though? I've noticed that the salt, the anger, isn't just in the Destiny community.
Oh no, it's just like there's like
it's
a lot
in every
of
community. It really is. Like,
this literally the way the Destiny community is becoming. Is how the League of Legends community has always been.
I was going to say COD, but...
Well, I mean, COD too, but I mean, League, there's... The League community has put, like, oh my god, there's... I couldn't even... I, like, watched some streams just to see, like, what the big deal behind League was, and just the hatred that's spit at just your teammate, just literally for nothing, is dumb, and I just couldn't do it. I watched like 3 streamers and they're all the same thing sitting there clicking. It's like, oh my god, why are you so retarded? What are you doing? Oh god, stop being stupid. And it's like, this is what I'm sitting here watching? Yep. You complaining about how amazing your teammates aren't doing and you're not even good enough to carry them? Excuse me. So yeah, I had to get out of that like real fast because that wasn't happening. But yeah, it's like more of this is like leaking into Destiny, and it's tragic.
Yeah, the best is the I was watching. I watched some YouTubers do Call of Duty, and one of them was it's World War II now.
Yeah. And
I guess the community's now big concern is that they have the boxes, the loot boxes, which is It's what they do. It's now the taste of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also as far as I know, like from what I hear, these loot boxes are nowhere near as bad as like Black Ops 3 boxes were. Mm-mm. Like there's as far as I've heard, it's like Call of Duty is finally taken to the hey, it's cosmetics from here in their loot boxes. As far as I know, I mean, I don't really follow with that.
I was about to say I don't really know either. I don't super play So I don't. But one of the ones was, oh my god, snipers are so powerful. I'm like, it's a Call of Duty. That's what Call of Duty is known for.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty that has snipers that don't. Because this is one thing I definitely learned in the Black Ops 3 beta. It's like they have snipers that if you hit them in the chest, it counts as a headshot.
Yeah, their hitboxes are fucking ridiculous, man.
Well, I mean, that's what this actually explains to you. It's like, it's a one-hit kill from the chest up, or it's a one-hit kill from the neck up.
Waist up.
Oh, yeah, and then you get them that's like the waist, and it's like...
Yeah.
What? So, yeah. So, yeah, they have some crazy, they have some crazy freaking snipers. Yeah. Like, it is ridiculous.
And you sit, I'm reading, I'm like, yeah, that's what happens.
It's like, that's what happens when you actually choose to support a game for, 10 years, even though it's been, the same freaking thing, people. Like, oh. It's like, yes, Destiny is taking, some backtracks, but guess what? They're trying something different. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, my God. That's why I never could, get behind COD, though. It wasn't the fact, any of the controversies, their black market boxes, in Black Ops, actually had, OP weapons in their loot pools. Yeah, that's not pay to win. But,
the Bal 66, is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. There were a couple weapons that pretty much was, must have, top meta weapons behind RNG loot boxes. Mm-hmm. So, despite that, it's just the fact that COD was, always the same thing. And up until they added, the operator powers in Black Ops 3, or which I think kind of started in Ghost. Up until that, COD's been the same, practically, for a long time. And that's what happens when people get into... it goes back to the old saying, choose to support who you actually want to support with your wallet. Don't feel obligated to support people. I'm not feeling obligated to support Bungie. Because I hope to God they don't screw up the Warmind DLC. A short story I'm expecting, but give us short in quality. That seems to be where Bungie is struggling right now.
Quality?
Because no, it's short in quality, basically.
Yeah.
Because the vanilla campaign, pretty hefty, and it was good.
Oh yeah.
But then Curse of Osiris comes back and it's kind of short and kind of like D1 vanilla. And that's, like I said, that's what I've kept, comparing it to, because it just reminds me, go to the garden for blank reason because bad.
Okay.
And that's basically Curse of Osiris. Go to the forest for blank reason because the Vex are bad. Garden, forest. I'm kidding about that.
Go to the mountain.
Not really, but... but yeah, it's just... I'm hoping for a slight better... Because, House of Wolves wasn't even that bad. Sort of, I don't think. Crota had a better... Y, sort of.
Yeah.
Kind of. House of Wolves definitely had a Y to it. You knew that, Skolas was a thing because he got trashed by the Reeve and then came back for revenge and wanted to be Kell of Kells, so you had to stop him because he was about to get, the closest thing to God powers that the Fallen have. So then you stop him and you fight him over and over again in the Prison of Elders. Like I said, at least House of Wolves had a little better exposition than even Curse of Osiris. Mm-hmm. But that is... Again, like I said, the weakest part of Curse of Osiris is the campaign. Because everything else, it's pretty good, I feel.
Yeah, Curses.
Like I said, the Lost Prophecy's in-game weapons are nice. And they definitely have the stats to back up, being categorized as in-game weapons. Mm-hmm. Some of the archetype choices are still, the 150 Scout Rifle is just a 150 Scout Rifle. It's just not incredible to use. Does it feel good? Yeah, for 150 Scout Rifle, it feels amazing, but it's still 150 Scout Rifle. So, there's that. But, like I said, that's not really the fault, per se, of the weapon, because there's always going to be your more optimal choices and your least optimal choices. And like I said, it's, 150 and 200 RPM scout rifles have the same time to kill. It's just the 200 class kills easier, so I use a 150. But yeah, anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, I like how we start Destiny and then we end up talking about one specific game right at the end, and then we're like, so man, what are you watching? How's everything going? Like, we always end the same way. It's so great. Yeah. But legitimately, how you watch anything new? Everything, or are you just kind of maintaining your watching pattern? Anything caught your fancy?
I've been playing a lot of D2 the past couple of weeks. Like I said,
like we said, these
freaking Lost Prophecy weapons, like, they had me in like a loop, and I wanted to demolish them as quickly as possible, even before I knew Segura was at the end, was like the carrot at the end of the stick. But yeah, I was stuck doing that, and now I got the last expansion for Final Fantasy 15 looking at me in the face. The episode Ignis.
Okay.
Last character episode, which this is literally the last thing that they had announced. And this is like, as far as I know, this is it. And like they had an update patch like last week that pretty much fundamentally changed how you play Final Fantasy 15. Mm-hmm. Because originally the only person you could control was Noctis, like the main character, which that made sense. Yeah. But now with last week's update, and apparently since all of the characters do have like mechanics of their own now, you can now switch between the 4 main characters. You're not just stuck playing Noctis.
Okay, so you can play the.
You can have the big guy as the lead, and you can have Ignis, the smart guy, lead. Because apparently from what I understand, what they've done, they've taken like the mechanics they've developed for them in their own episodes and brought them into like the main game. So they play similarly to how they play there. So I mean, it's really, like I said, it's pretty much, and that update actually free. I mean, you switching characters and like I said, changing how you can play the game, that was a completely free update. And then this month's paid DLC was the character episode 6, but that's it. Like, as far as we know, this is going to be it for Final Fantasy 15, because there's nothing else announced and there's nothing else planned, which is nice because maybe now they'll get started on 16. Because I mean, come on, it's Final Fantasy. It's never going to be over. Like, it may be delayed because of the Final Fantasy 7 remake, but it's not going to stop. So yeah, I got that looking at me in my face, and now I got Paladins is finally out, which I'm glad it came out now because, like I said, I've just been busy. I did the Destiny thing. It's like
we said we were going to.
Yeah, for weeks. It's just hilarious because of the way things are set up now. For weeks, it's like I get into Destiny, and I do my milestones. It's like, if anyone else wants to do anything else, yeah, I'm cool with that. But I'm just logging in to do my milestones, like 9 times out of 10. But I mean, that doesn't mean that's all I'm willing to do. It's just that's all I'm planning to do, like in Destiny. And like I said, for weeks that was the thing. It's like log in, do my milestones, chill out, and then like as soon as new content comes in, like, okay, maybe you can chill out a little bit and make it stretch. It's like, no, consume. Eat, destroy, feed me more. Oh, I'm done.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Now back to normal.
I'm the same way. Same way. Oh, new came out. Get it.
It's like I keep telling myself, it's like, you can calm down. It can last a while. It's like, no, screw this. I just grinded all 11.
Yeah.
It's basically,
an addiction. It really is.
I gave the Lost Prophecy weapons the YouTuber I'm paid to play this game treatment. Not.
Mm-hmm. So, is the perfect paradox, is that a random thing? It just shows up?
That's apparently, it shows up whenever you've completed 5 Lost Prophecy weapons.
Ah.
So it's like your halfway mark that you're halfway through.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
Because it is it's the 11th weapon, but it's like it's like your 6th that you start.
Okay.
It's pretty much the halfway mark.
It's-
And then Segura is the end game reward, as well as an emblem that tracks how many kills you get with prophecy weapons.
Oh, shit.
Which, I don't care what people think, I freaking love these tracking emblems that D2 started.
They have one for snowballs.
I know! It's freaking great. I love, I never thought in any capacity that emblems would ever, be a thing. But it's like, oh, you're curious about how many gotten as a Voidwalker?
Here it is.
So you want to show it off?
Mm-hmm.
Here's an emblem that'll show that off. I love D2 emblems. If there's definitely one thing they got super right, I feel it's these emblems. And the ships.
Yeah.
And the sparrows. Even though a lot of people are complaining about the supposed randomness of the sparrow speeds, you don't understand. There's the randomness to sparrow mods, and part of that is the sparrow engine, which changes its speed. Just saying. So you're wondering why? Yeah, because there's a rolling system there. So, yeah. Relax. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people are like, well, what's the point in keeping a 150 speed sparrow? What's the point in not keeping a 150 sparrow?
You're not racing.
Exactly. I mean, there's no SRL yet, hopefully. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. The longer it takes, I'm starting to lose my hope that it's going to be coming. But
I love how you added yet.
I know, right? It'd be nice. Punchy.
Face.
So yeah. I mean, it's you're not. It's not that noticeable of a bump. And if an exotic sparrow, they're at 160 anyway. And if you have an exotic sparrow, why aren't you using an exotic sparrow? Because exotic sparrow.
Yeah, it looks different.
I actually ended up the Dawning exotic sparrow.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, my Titan was the only one that didn't have an exotic sparrow, so it's you know what? I got the bright dust. I'll buy it, and I'll put it on my Titan. I didn't realize it has snowflakes whenever it boosts.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I mean, I like what they're doing. I mean, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
sure. It's microtransaction heavy, but I mean,
it's also all cosmetics. Because hilariously, the one that could be labeled as pay to win would have been the sword. Sword's not even in Dawning boxes.
Nope.
They're in daily rewards. Oh, and I finally got freaking a core to stop blinking on my hunter.
How do you do that?
Apparently, a lot of people say, supposedly one fix that works for people is that if you do a meditation mission, she'll stop blinking.
Oh.
What I've noticed for me was that if you had tokens and / had any kind of experience on her bar, she would flash. Oh. Because my Warlock and my Titan doesn't have any experience for her. But she would flash because I had tokens on me, even though it was only 3 tokens. So I dismantled those tokens, and my Warlock and my Titan stopped flashing. But my Hunter had a little bit of experience on her, and she was still flashing. So I did enough meditation missions to get an engram off of her, deleted the leftover tokens, and she stopped flashing.
Okay.
So that's what I had to do. I mean, who knows if that was, if that's it for everyone, but there's my information on that because I definitely understand. That stuff sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It got so annoying. But, like I said, I finally figured that out, and it's gone. So I can live easy because, I mean, the armor that you get from doing the meditation missions is cool and all, but I got enough armor. I'm saving... Mm-hmm. I'm saving all the armor now that basically has ornaments to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
So, I'm keeping a Vanguard set, I'm keeping a Crucible set, and I'm keeping, faction set for sure. If I can get Trials and Raid sets, sure, I'll keep them because that's in-game anyway, and they would be keep anyway. Mm-hmm. But, other than that, I'm keeping the ornamented crap because ornaments. And previewed the Hunter helmet for the Iron Banner armor ornament. Oh my god!
Good.
It because I mean it looks kind of like it's got the same like top piece sort of, and the current one's cool because it has like the Oni mask, like the Oni samurai mask look. But this one has like a, I'm not gonna say like a ninja face mask, but it's basically like it's like an outlaw's like handkerchief that he tied over basically.
Oh, okay.
And it just looks like freaking amazing with that entire set. And I previewed it with the hey Bella, I previewed it with the world shader on it, and oh my god, it's just it looks good. I want to get all the ornaments for that armor, all of them.
I sadly looked, and hopefully when the next one comes around, I can buy the rag because I need that for the new Monarchy.
Oh yeah,
my Titan set, because to unlock the helmet, you have to have a full set on and do a nightfall.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm glad I looked ahead of time. Because most of them are in, like, I think the ARM is do patrols in the EDZ, done. Not done, because it has to be during the faction rally. Make orbs, easy.
Oh, yeah. That is super easy.
Yeah. One strikes, which is going to be, easy. Just takes dedication for me.
Oh, the arms for Dead Orbit is lost sectors.
Yeah. See? They're all different.
Huh.
So.
Well, that's cool, but I mean, it's like...
What the fuck?
It's all the stuff it's stuff that you're doing anyway, also.
Yeah.
Like, it's better for the faction rallies, because lost sectors? Yeah, it's not unheard. I'm going to be doing a few of those, because that's part of the grind. Yeah, that's really cool. So also, it's different. Because I've unlocked pretty much... Actually, I think I've unlocked most of the Crucible ornaments. I've definitely unlocked most of the Vanguard ornaments, but I'm missing, like, doing milestones, I think, on the Vanguard set. Mm-hmm. Is it the one for... Which one are you? It is... Yeah, milestones completed. I need to do, like, 3 more.
Yeah.
So, I mean... Which I think my Warlock hasn't done, so it's probably going to be, like, 2 more. But either way, it's like... I mean, that's going to happen. The one that concerns me... Because, I mean... Again, I'm also missing, like, that for... the challenges. I'm missing the one for challenges in the Crucible, but to get the helmet, you need to competitive matches.
Ugh.
Crap.
Shit.
Dang it, man! That's I play quick play.
Mm-hmm.
Because I win there more.
Is it play or win?
No, win competitive matches during season 2.
No.
Exactly.
Oh, it looks like I got to get the team together.
I mean, I'll solo queue, sure.
Oof.
I've played 2 comp matches. I've won 1.
Well,
so I mean,
it's 50% win rate.
Yeah. So far I'm at a 50-50.
If you look at it that way, it's a 50-50.
I mean, that and I am excited to go into comp and see how I handle there. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, just to see if I can, like, if I'm wondering, like, my challenge for myself is I'm gonna queue all those wins.
Yeah, that'd be
and
fun.
I'm gonna see how long it takes. Like, could take me a week. Like, if it takes me a week, I'm gonna be super happy. Yeah. But take me to the very end of season 2. Oh god. But yeah, I know the banner stuff, which hilariously, actually, neither my Warlock or Titan have any banner stuff because I focused completely on my Hunter and got like the full set.
Yeah, I did the same with my. Yeah.
So it becomes just like, so who do I focus on now? Because I'm definitely going to be focusing like my classes on each different on the different factions, or on their same factions, should I say. Like, I'm not going to rotate factions like I ended up doing in D2 or D1 for the exotic class pieces. Because I had all those, but I don't... Well, there's like nothing... If they add something like that, then I'll probably like rotate. Or eventually, maybe like Season 3, I'll like start rotating maybe. Because, I mean, the good news about the ornaments is as soon as you unlock them for everybody. I mean, all classes, should I say.
Yeah.
Not all factions, but yeah, all classes so you only have to do the grind on one character. So, I mean, for people that have, that use 3 characters in one faction, then you're going to get that grind over, like, really quick. And then for everyone else, good luck. Because that's going to be... Because I'm going to shoot to get all the ornaments in one faction rally.
That's my goal for my Titan. Just...
No, I mean all 3.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot at all ornaments for all of my characters, for all factions. I mean, one faction a character, but yeah. Like, that's my goal. Just go ahead and knock it out and see if I can get it done.
Yeah.
I foresee myself falling short, but I'm going to
try. I can see frustration in your future.
Yeah. Like, I'm probably going to fail, but by God.
I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Like I said, I've pretty much finished the prophecy weapons in, like, just under, like, YouTuber time.
Yeah.
And streamer time. So, I mean, for being a normal dude, I'm really happy for that accomplishment. Because I was able to balance just enough time to get everything done.
I got the sword.
I never missed I missed about, like, probably a grand total of, like, an hour of sleep for staying up, like, 10, 20 minutes here or there.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so legitimately, like, I did, like, fairly well.
I'm working on the sword now. That's 10, right? 10's the sword?
Yeah, 10 the sword.
And when I got it, I was like, oh, cool, okay, sword. And I was hoping for, it's not, I didn't remember if it was every character has to unlock it or if it's unlocked per account. Thankfully, it's per account.
Yeah.
So I got the sub early this morning, and then I was like, oh, shit, I did a strike and I didn't get one of the amplifier drops. I'm like, well, fuck. So I went and grabbed the sword because I remembered if you have it, keep getting the items. So just keep them open and turn them in before reset is basically what I'm going to do. After that. The sword is 3 paradox amplifiers. So I'm like, so strikes or PvP? Fuck me, I guess I gotta do PvP.
I mean, either or. Because strikes have a greater tendency to give 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
But then again, PvP pretty much guarantees you're going to get 1, win or loss. So I mean...
So it's a guarantee every match?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, if not guarantee, it's close to it.
Yeah, I still got to do my call to arms on one of my characters. So
and remember, you can only stack the green ones up to 20.
Yeah, and then you guys convert them to blues, right?
Yeah. Because I like wasted like a couple strikes or PvP matches because I thought I could stack them up to 30, but only stack the greens up to 20. So you can only get 2 blue materials out of a stack of greens.
And they don't start a new stack, right?
No, they do not start a new stack. You just stop collecting, basically.
Yeah, which is stupid. Okay.
I mean,
gotta remember. No,
not bad.
I gotta remember that is what I'm saying. Don't be stupid.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Yeah, but things could have been tweaked maybe. But either way, it's not horrible. No. I mean, good God, it's still not the exotic sword quest.
No, not at all.
Which some of these dawning ones, which I just got the one for the blue spores.
No, yeah.
Hawthorne, yeah.
Good luck.
I wonder if I can, because I already have a couple of blue spores. Do I have
it works.
New blue?
Nope, it works. I mean, if you have them in your thing, it's what you need.
Let's see. Page over. Hey, 2 out of 3.
See?
I don't even have to collect anything anymore. Nice, because trust me, I've been collecting enough materials to have blue of just about anything.
I've been running around like a maniac. All right, so about 3 hours
there it
30
is.
minutes. Standard RngCast length.
I know, right?
Des, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Indeed.
Probably I get to talk to you before New Year. Yes, right? Next week. Is next week before?
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't say.
I won't
say happy.
Well, yeah, because Monday is like next Monday is New Year's Day.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say.
So yeah, we'll just before the New Year.
So Merry Christmas to you, sir. Merry Christmas to your
Indeed.
family. To everybody who listens from the Buster Knuckle family, the House of Knuckle. Merry Christmas. Everybody gets and gets what they ask for and sees the joy in the faces for the people they care about. Spend time with your family. Spend time with those you love. Enjoy listening to this podcast on your way to work after the holiday, because I have to work tomorrow.
Or on your drive to visiting the relatives.
True. And I will, it might be an early Christmas present that I can get this done today. I will see. So, Des, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, this is your boy Raven. And you, of course, can reach me any and all times. I'm getting way faster at responding because I'm learning like the holes to hide in at work to be to people and like check up on things.
Mm-hmm.
So
everybody has one.
I know, right? So you can find me at DES_Raven on Twitter, and of course you can visit at the RngCast to check out our pinned tweet, which has our Discord invite, which of course you can again now reach me at many more hours of the day because again I'm finding my holes to be able to hide in so I can respond better.
Giggity.
So I'm becoming a little quicker on the response to Discord, and I'm trying to become more of a presence there again. And fight me. I mean, talk to me there. I mean, I love initiating or getting into conversations with viewpoints, and because viewpoints are interesting things. Because even if like you agree with the person, like you don't always view things exactly the same way, and it's really a gift. Speaking of Christmas and giving gifts, it's a gift to realize, that you can learn so much and that people can be so different, and yet somehow we can still get along. And of course, for the spirit of Christmas and loving, give the most important gift of all, and that is the gift of love. So yeah.
And I'm Busterknuckle. You can find me on Twitter at Busterknuckle13. Once again, you can find this podcast, the RngCast, at the GCast on Twitter. You're talking to Des and myself, so just know that. We don't have anybody running our social media account. I don't think we ever will. If you would like to support us monetarily, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/the RngCast. That was the RngCast at gmail.com. Sorry, my head's in a million places at once right now. You can find us either there or online if you have our VPNs. We have a Discord. If you want to join our Discord, please do.
Sure.
That being said, Merry fucking Christmas, you guys.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to whatever you celebrate. Much love. Love you all.
And
love.
We're out.
Later, man.
See you all next week. You know what? No, next episode, I'm going to have to say next year.
You could.
I could.